Yo.
Hello, Moto.
Hello.
Yo, Flows, what's up? It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming.
Hello.
I'm glad you could make it. How's you all doing? We do have quite a full house tonight. Michael Card, Joe, we got Nate, we got Jeff, and we got PJ and Roger in the house. How you guys all doing?
Groovy, Sam. Groovy. Looking forward to
You all make it. Tonight's gonna be exciting one, guys. Sorry,
your intro song Flats reminds me of those old 70s movies.
It reminded me of Boogie Nights or something.
But yeah, it's good to see you guys. Good to see everybody in the YouTube lands and on Twitch, Click, Twitter X, Instagram, TikTok. Good to see you all.
Lucas
Thank you
here.
for coming.
Lucas,
Yeah,
but chill out on that private chat.
yeah, please. Yeah.
Does my head in.
But yeah, it's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. If you haven't already, please hit the likes, share the show. It really, really does help the show to grow. Hey, Luca, good to see you, man.
Luke has been with us all day. He was in my afternoon stream. He was in tonight's stream. He was with me yesterday morning. he's doing the thing, ain't you, Luca?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought so.
It's actually Oggy.
It is Oggy.
I'm everywhere.
It's so weird here, Aussie. Oggy. Oi. Oggy. Oi. Oggy. Oi.
Oggy.
But anyway, tonight's stream, guys, we were gonna do it Monday, but yeah, it was crazy hectic with my headache and stuff. I've been suffering a sinus these last few days. Just doesn't want to go away. Anyway, it's part of
Are
season
you
change.
feeling better?
Yeah, much better than then, but still got a bit of sinus. Doesn't want to go away. But today we're going through Josh Monday's podcast where he had Will Duffy on, but David Beverly showed up. Woohoo! Shout out to Jesus 3 Computer Geek. That guy is awesome.
Go on,
they
David.
had a very awesome chat, and I could see from the beginning that Will Duffy didn't expect that. I'm sure you guys would agree that if you're planning something like Will Duffy's trying to plan, and then someone that used to work for NASA for a few years actually did engineering for supposed satellites and stuff, comes and says, yeah, it's actually flat. It's not a globe. I think it makes you think.
Absolutely.
That would take me off guard as well.
Yeah. Well, we've spoken to Dave personally. He's a good friend of Michael's. He's been on Flatz's. He's been on Michael's. He drops by mine every now and again, and he knows what he's talking about. Luch, without a doubt.
Yeah, Dave is awesome.
We'll see. We will see.
No, the thing is, though, when he worked for NASA, he didn't realise it were a flat Earth, you know.
No, that's true.
Same as when I worked on railway, I didn't realise that proved a flat Earth either until I look back on it now.
Wait, wait. You mean the convergence stuff, don't you?
No, I just mean that there's no curve there's no curve in railway, mate. That's what I mean. Like, it don't confirm.
What about when the railways go up mountains?
They don't.
Go up mountains, they go through them.
They don't.
Either go through them or they
Big
like
grass
spiral
feet.
round them.
Yeah.
But they don't go up and over
You
mountains.
think trains can't handle a bit of curve?
No.
You mean like Michael, you mean like long distance, right? Over long distance, railways are built with zero curve, is what you're trying to say, right?
For instance,
Bingo.
There's a process you do on railway called leveling. So, like, you have sighting boards. So you have a board where you stood.
Obviously,
Can I just say something, guys? Thank you, Luca, for once again taking us off track before we even start the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now,
Hey.
now we've started. I'm going to finish, and don't interrupt me, Luke. I ain't finished, right? So there's a process on railway called leveling, right? So you have a sighting board where you were stood, and you have one 30 meters away, and you have one in between that you can move about, and you look through the first sighting board, and you can see if the one in the middle's dipping, right? And you pack sleepers until that 30 meters is level. And then you move on to another 30 meters. So if I carried on doing that 30 meters at a time and kept on and kept on and kept on, I'd be in space.
What?
I know you don't grasp
I mean,
it.
if you kept it like, if you kept it not level, it would eventually reach space.
No. If you carried
Okay,
on
the
leveling
point
railway
is,
on a
Luca,
supposed
the
globe,
point is that
you would-
for a railway to work, it doesn't go over curves. It can only have minimum inclines and
but
slopes.
just to answer Lucas, if you carried on leveling railway on a globe, you would end up in space.
It would
Yeah.
go straight out over the curve. Keep you
Yeah.
space.
As much as like
Well,
silly
obviously-
globers want to try and claim levels curved, but in reality, and anybody who's worked in construction or out like that knows that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Level don't
Okay, you
curve.
guys ready to start the show?
Yeah, man.
Well,
Yeah, let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Josh and Jason Monday Christian and Conspiracy Podcast. I am your host, Josh Monday. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian rapper, devoted husband, father, and Army veteran. And Jason will be with us today because I think, as far as for time and everything, I just want to make sure it's just the three of us having a fruitful conversation. We are joined by, returning guest, Mount Crushmore, always does an amazing job. David Beverly, or Jesus Freak Computer Geek, as you guys know him online. How are you, David?
I'm great, man. Listen, to add to your prayer is I like my thoughts go to let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be
Will's face.
acceptable
He
in
looks
his
very
sight.
nervous.
And
He always does.
so yeah, like I said earlier, I got a nice burn on my face
Yeah,
from the
I'm not
Florida Keys.
sure.
We're on vacation in the
I
Keys.
don't
It's
think he
ending
knew
today.
Dave was going on.
And
Sorry?
I don't think he knew Dave was joining him.
No, he didn't.
No. He always seems to have that nervous kind of grin. He's always got that grin.
Yeah,
hasn't
but this grin that he's got now is very especially nervous. Like, oh, I don't know anybody's coming, and you're telling me this guy's like ex-NASA
he? Aye.
that used to be in Antarctica. It's like, okay.
Surprise.
and we're going to have to take the 2 days of driving back to South Carolina where I live. I'm really, really blessed to be here with Pastor Will and with you always, Josh,
Yes.
And so listen, anything I say, brother, Pastor Will, I'm not trying to
yes.
discourage you in what you're about the endeavor you're taking on, but I do understand and I see that there's a lot of information that you don't have. And being that I've actually been to Antarctica and I worked for NASA, for 12 years, and the people like to say I cleaned the toilets. It's not true. I have cleaned toilets in my own house, truly, but nonetheless, I was a leading technologist at NASA. I engineered a number of technologies during my tenure at Goddard Space Flight Center. I'm not the David Beverly that was killed. That was Johnson Space Center. I get accused of being that guy, and I'm an imposter. I'm not that guy. I'm alive.
Yeah, why do people think that the whole time?
Yeah.
I've seen that quite a few times. They're like thinking he's a fake because the guy died. Actually, they're saying he stole his identity. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Can you remember when Sean Hawkins went to his website and said he couldn't find no information? And I was like, and I went on and I was like, even Sean can't even manage a simple website.
Even his
remember
photo.
Yeah,
Even
well,
his photo and everything.
there's a picture on him, like named.
But yeah, to be fair, Sean Hawkins doesn't even know how to research how to breathe, to be honest.
Whoa. That's cold.
No, he's that guy.
Lucas, chill out on private.
Yeah, don't
What?
deal with a private chat because it gets
Chill
in
out
the
on
way.
private chat because every time somebody comments here, I have to then press it
Yeah.
off.
Everybody.
Oh, right, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. That's kind of stupid. Okay.
And
It's
also,
annoying.
anyway, and that's what took me to Antarctica was a technology that I put together. Now, mind you, this is over 20 years ago, so a lot's changed technologically since then. So what was high end then is, we blow it away with these,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let me introduce our special guest, Pastor Will Duffy. And yes, what an amazing time that we're going to have. I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. I know you have a busy schedule, being a pastor and, everything you're going through. But Pastor Will is actually doing something called the Final Experiment. And I've been following him on Jeranism, and all these different podcasts that he's been jumping on. And I see that he's always respectful and, always smiling. So, hey, thank you so much and welcome to the show, brother.
Yeah, really great to be here. Didn't know David was going to be joining us, and I'm super excited about that as well.
Yeah, it was kind of it was the end of the thing. I called him on Wednesday, I think it was, or I think I was at work on Wednesday or Tuesday. And I was like, hey, can you join? And I wasn't sure if he was going to join or not because he's in the Keys. So I didn't want to tell you he was or wasn't going to be here. And he ended up, he hit me this morning. Are you going to send me the link?
If that's at all a problem, I'd be okay.
Oh, no.
No, more the merrier. I love it.
Okay, cool. Right.
Yeah, so I made it so you can share screen. David Beverly, do you want to pull up some Bible verses? I mean, I have a ton that I would like to go over, or do you want to
Well, really, there was a couple of things that I wanted to state about the whole 24-hour sun thing, which is what Pastor Will, I don't want to misrepresent what you want to give him a chance to really explain.
Oh, yeah. Explain the Final Experiment so people know exactly what you're doing. You got Flat Earth back there and you got a globe. So what do we got going?
Yeah, so I came up with this idea for the Final Experiment, which at the beginning didn't have a name. I didn't have an experiment. And I was like, what could I do to help us end this debate over the shape of the Earth so that we can move on to other things? And after
He's kind of changing he's changing his story.
Just pause it 1 minute though. Can we just make it clear it's not an experiment?
Of course,
I know we've said it, but there might be new people watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it was his idea neither. I think he was given that idea by somebody else.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, he's changing his story the whole time. He says something else to someone else, says something. Now he's saying no to make it so we can move on to something else. No, his story the whole time was, I was trying to figure out what we can do to prove it once and for all because it's always hearing and it clicked to me because they said, if you see sun in Antarctica,
Flatzoid.
Yeah, it did feel like. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, Nate. Go on.
Yeah. It's just it does feel like in the beginning he was coming off trying to be unbiased, as in hey, we should probably do this. I'm kind of conflicted. Flat Earth might be real, but now it's I did this because it's false. If we all know it's fake, it just feels like that, right? But it does feel like his story has changed. Obviously, I'm exaggerating that a bit.
Yeah, so he claims that he's ignorant to the subject and he's not looked into it, but yet he was on Jerrin's debating with it about globe Earth, flat Earth.
Yeah.
You don't go on to a debate being ignorant to, you know what I mean? So it's clearly dishonest.
Point blank lied. Point blank lied. Luke, I was talking. Luke, 2 secs. I was talking. Point blank lied. He said he hadn't studied or looked into geocentrism or heliocentrism whatsoever. So he wasn't even on the fence. He hadn't even thought about it. He was talking about satellites orbiting Earth and stuff like that. You don't talk about satellites orbiting anything if you've not studied or looked into heliocentrism in the slightest. You know what I mean? Of course, he has still looked into it. He won't be doing this otherwise. If it was legit. Nice.
Luca, did you want to say something?
I mean, it just goes to show that that even people with like Will Duffy when he first did his first. I think that was his first ever debate he did with Austin. Is that right? Did he? Was that his first?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So even with people with like the basic understanding of how things work can debate
Yeah,
people about the shape of
No,
the earth
yeah,
because
no, but
they think it's going to be easy to
no, but that's not.
the
You
so.
That's
don't
not the
go
point.
and you don't go and debate topics, Luke, and then later on down the road claim that you've not looked into them. Like
No.
clearly he has.
I mean,
Otherwise, he
you
wouldn't have been into it.
yeah, Luca.
Guys, I
You
don't
want
know.
it.
But I
Sorry.
don't know
He just
if you
keeps
guys.
jumping in. Everybody just keeps jumping in. Michael was talking and Nate jumped in. Luke's tried to jump in. Michael was trying to say something, to be honest, guys.
It's alright, it don't matter.
Go ahead, Michael.
It don't matter, man. Sorry. It's right.
Well,
Look, are you trying to defend a silly argument? Like the guy's been in a debate, globe Earth, flat Earth, and then claims that he's ignorant to the topic. Like that. That's a contradiction.
there's a difference between looking into the topic and then having a basic understanding of the topic.
Yeah,
I
Luca
don't-
thinks Luca thinks that basic globe earthers can debate even if they haven't looked into it because basic knowledge is enough to beat flat earthers. I think is what he's trying to
Yeah,
say.
that's kind
Yeah,
of
no, but like,
true.
Okay, okay,
in
we-
order to
we're not
debate
gonna
a flat
debate Luca
earther,
the
you
whole
have to
night,
know
guys.
what a flat earther
No.
claims.
No,
And-
we're not
and-
going
we're
to
not-
debate Luca all night. Thank you.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Because he seems every time he opens his mouth, we want to have a debate on everything. Appreciate
Luca,
you,
he
Luca,
did-
but I don't. Yeah,
Sorry.
I just don't see the reason we need to debate for everything. But
I'm
like
sorry.
I wanted to say about Will Duffy was I don't know if you guys saw that insurance scam thing of his.
I haven't looked into all of it.
No.
Apparently, I think it was Leo, Level Observer. He pulled up some things where people are actually trying to take. I think they're trying to take him to court or something based on.
He's already been to
insurance
court,
scam.
hasn't he, though? He's already been sued.
But
I
but
heard
yeah,
that
it's
part.
something like that. So it's really weird. That makes a person think. Don't you think he's doing this whole thing for another insurance?
You want to watch Sov's son? Like he talked about all this stuff. Like
Yeah. So it makes a person. I'm not saying he is doing it. I'm just saying it makes a person wonder because from the beginning he's been lying to everyone.
Yeah.
He's really seeming dodgy, and the people he's been associated with in the past have also been very dodgy and stuff like that. So it makes you wonder what really is going on with this guy.
So
He's got an ulterior motive. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something I just wanted to kind of address really quick, kind of a little bit off topic, but not really. But the misinformation agents, he left a post there, and it was stopped from being posted on there. It said didn't engineered shit, which means that he thinks David Beverly is lying.
Well, misinformation agent. I actually have a bone to pick with him because he was on the after show of Matters Now after my debate with Peter. And he said some really stuff that makes me say, dude, you're not welcome here anymore.
Oh, okay.
I did say that when I went to his channel. It was all taking the piss out of Flat Earth on it.
He comes on with the pretense of being, oh, yeah, we can have nice conversation. Just want to, being or pretending to be nice. But when he's there, you should hear how disgusting he is towards Flat Earth.
Yeah, his channel is just pure insulting Flat Earthers.
So yeah, his misinformation agent name really does mean something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a misinformation person then.
Oh. Yeah. So
didn't
I would be
really-
saying sorry. I am everybody that did subscribe to him through me. You can go and unsubscribe.
Yes,
I didn't.
I'm going to be doing that. I don't think I did. I only subscribed to Luke, not him. Yeah, no, I didn't. He's gone anyway. Got to do.
But yeah, he's gone anyway. Let's get back to the video. because they do have some awesome conversations and stuff. And I do like the approach Dave and Josh did when they were talking to
Dave's
as well.
not like, Dave don't care about all this debate stuff,
Yeah, that's what I say. Everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, I want to debate him." Like, it's not what he does. He doesn't debate people.
Dave shares his experiences and what he knows, and take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's more on the biblical side as well. So
straight to the point, and he's good with the knowledge he's got. He's brilliant with it.
And his book, Blood of AI, is awesome.
Absolutely.
He also don't have to defend against idiots who say he didn't work for NASA. If you want to say
they can go look up themselves.
Yeah.
But
yeah. God knows it. He knows it. Simple as that.
Yep.
Many failed ideas I came up with figuring out whether or not there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. I heard it's kind of rare, but I heard agreement from both sides, flat Earth versus globe, that if there's a 24-hour sun, we live on a globe, and if there's not a 24-hour sun, we live on a flat stationary plane. And so that began my journey to figure out how could I get a flat earther and a globe earther together to Antarctica to see with their own eyes and to document whether or not there's a 24-hour sun. So that's what the final experiment is. We will be going to Antarctica this December, which is the southern summer. We
just have to say again, it's not an experiment. There's no manipulated variable. It's not going to prove anything for flat Earth, by the way. The only thing it can debunk is a globe, because the globe makes special claims on the sun.
Yeah.
And
he said
you know what's funny about this, though? Everybody that has gone says they'd never see a 24-hour sun.
Like the thing for me, and like this might not go down well, but any flat earther who gets involved with this is way suspicious in my eyes.
But that's the thing that I think is part of the ulterior motives of this. I think they're trying to make flat earthers look dishonest, and people that want to go, or like for instance, they're trying to push people to go now. It's like they're trying to say, "Oh, but you see, they're just shills or something." You know what I mean? Like they've been playing you guys.
But there is people on the back going though. With like it's like for me, it'd be like, no, why would I go with you? I know there's no 24-hour sun. I know Earth's not a ball. I don't need to go. Like, so why does anybody need to go? Why don't ballers just go? And then whatever clown show comes of it, it's all down to ballers. But because flat earthers are gonna go, it's gonna be another Netflix shit show.
And I mean, it's even more dodgy now that they're trying to push Alex Stein to go as well. It's like all the people they're trying to push are these people, from that side of the truth. What's a true earthers?
True earthers, yeah. Well, I think it's Jaron's pride that got him going. He put his mouth in it, so.
And he said that, flat earthers that he talked to said that there won't be a 24-hour sun. That doesn't speak for every flat earther. This guy, I mean, then that's the claim if he did or if he didn't. Then I want to know if he did.
He did.
Who did this guy talk to?
Sorry, just for all questions in chat about Dave, like he speaks for himself on video.
Yeah.
To tell you everything you need to know. So just watch.
If it was above board, it'd be the observation at best. And Dave, he could not answer that he was a flat earther. He could turn around and positively say that if it's not flat, then if it's not flat, then it's definitely a globe, but a million times bigger. He positively could say that it's not flat earther.
About Dave Wise.
Oh, sorry. I thought somebody was on about him as well. Sorry, Dave.
Dave Beverly, I'm just saying.
Sorry.
Answers everything that people are asking in this video, so just watch it.
Sorry, no, I was thinking of Dave Weiss because of what I said. Yeah. Sorry.
Not really fair. We speak for him,
No. No, of course not.
Watch video, I know him, but I'm not going to speak for him.
No, that's it. That's it.
To see if there's a 24-hour sun or not.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent, man. Yeah. And Pastor Will is actually financing the trip. Who do you have booked so far to go?
So Dave McKeegan has confirmed on the globe side. He's signed up. And on the flat earth side, Jaron Campanella has agreed to go. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be the only flat earther there, which I totally get. And so he'd like another flat earther there. We suggested Austin Whitsitt, and he has verbally said he would go, but we're trying to get him to give that final commitment so that we can get them both signed up.
Right.
I know he's having a baby, so hey, you know what? We'll pray for him and a safe pregnancy with him and his wife.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that was one of the reasons, he's having a baby. Well, his wife's having the baby. That's we do live in. Let's clarify that.
Yeah.
I love that comment. He's having a baby. No, his wife's having a baby.
Like you're having a baby and you've already got one small baby as well. Like, why would you be doing this?
I mean, I wouldn't leave my family here behind and go to Antarctica for what?
You never know. You could go down and never come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's very dangerous. That's why I'm saying. Don't you think he's been involved in like insurance scams? Don't you think this could be just an insurance scam?
It's definitely
You know what I mean?
above board. It's definitely not above board. It's all will go up board, or it's just some kind of dodgy mission. You come back and say that there's a 24-hour sun. Do you know what I mean? Hey, sorry, that there's not a 24-hour sun.
You could offer me as much gold as is ice down there, and I still won't go.
That's right.
But I mean, you know what's interesting though, when later on in the discussion, because you're probably not going to get that far, because I mean it's a long discussion to have, where Dave says when he was there, because obviously he was still a glober, he didn't think about the flat Earth and all that, but he only really saw twilight. He can never remember seeing the sun 24 hours in the day. And never really seen twilight, and the fact you only see twilight means the sun's not in the sky like they need it to be 24 hours a day.
Wow.
And also what he says is he couldn't explore freely. Just like we say, you can't explore freely.
Why would you be able to? Like, they're not just going to let you go off rambling around, and it's dangerous.
No,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Professional people have died trying.
Yep.
So you're not just going to be allowed to whack your coat on, leave your tent, and just go walking about anywhere. Like,
You're all right if you grab a spare pair of socks, dude. You're okay. You're okay.
I was gonna say, not only is there the external threats of what if they actually want him to die, right? Which is very we say it's possible. I think it is, but then the threats that aren't even external, that he could definitely just have like a real fall inside of what are those called when the ice is like split open?
Yeah, crevasse.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Just say, "Oh, the guy slipped in a crevasse," or
I don't think that trip that they're going on it goes anywhere remotely like that. I mean, they're just on a campsite, really, aren't they?
Oh yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah, but think about it. They have what they call when they're the quiet times that they go in their tents. You know how easy it is to just know what is looking, drag someone out of tent.
Oh, he wandered off. He went crazy.
You know what I mean? He probably looked for the bathroom and got lost.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They just say there's like 73 people in, but there's only 7 likes. What's going
74 people watching.
Hit those likes, man. Why are you guys?
I think you just need to refresh.
No, I've refreshed and it keeps going up 7.
Yeah. That's a good comment. What Jeff
8,
just put.
8. Sorry, 8 now.
Yeah, guys, please hit the likes, share the show, rate the people.
Gas has just put a good comment. Twilight is in the UK at midsummer, and it is. It like sun sets at about, I don't know, around 10 o'clock that time, but it never seems to get dark. It's all, you can always see like this glowing sky, and then sun rises again at about 3 o'clock or something.
I've seen in Scotland, it can get sometimes take to about 11 o'clock to get dark at night, and then sometimes 2:30, 3 o'clock it's coming light again. Like it's exactly like Michael said.
Yeah, well, I was going to say thank you, Tony Whitcomb, for your £10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Says, does anybody think that these going to Antarctica are not going to be vetted? It won't happen. Just a non-journey. I 100% agree. You rock, Tony. Really appreciate all the support.
Right. This is my biggest point about this whole thing, right? do you really think they're going to be allowed to come back and say, hold on, yeah, we didn't see 24-hour sun?
No.
And do you really think that, like, your Dave McKeegans and whoever goes are going to literally then say, yeah, we didn't see no 24-hour sun, so Earth's flat? Do you really think that's going to be admitted?
Of course not. Of course not, dude. They can't go away and come back to that.
It ain't going to happen. Best scenario for me is it just won't happen.
Yeah, but you know what's weird about like this? He says he's not going to go. Okay? He says he's not going. But he says if he sees the 24-hour sun there, while he's there, he'll tell everybody it's a flat Earth.
Yeah.
It's like he contradicts himself constantly.
Why is
Are
he
you
not
going or
going
not?
Mm-hmm.
If he's setting this up and he's so for truth, shouldn't he be going to like moderate it?
But that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say it could be an insurance scam kind of ploy. You don't know. It's easy just to say, I'm setting this whole thing up. Oh, no, but I'm paying for other people. So I can't afford myself to go, a multimillionaire. Can't afford to go do the thing he wants to do, to pay for someone else, and then something happens. How many times has this happened in history before? Quite a few times.
Right.
The person makes up things, puts like insurance claims on things, and then ends up not going on the thing, and then something happens to whatever that was supposed to happen, and then that person is like pocketed everything.
Too many times.
I'm not claiming he's doing this, guys. I'm just saying it's a big possibility, especially if you see the things they've dug up about his insurance scam policies and stuff. It's really weird.
It's got the grin of a deceiver, I know that much.
And it's just weird. Roger, did you end up going to his church on Thursday? Was it tomorrow?
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah, and
you're gonna go still?
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm gonna go down there. I'm off on Thursday, so yeah, I can get over there. I'll just, hopefully somebody will actually be there this time. It was really weird that they advertise a Thursday night service and there's nobody there. But I hear they have another church he actually preaches at sometimes, but I don't know why it would say they're open on Thursday on their website. Just odd, you know.
Yeah. Apparently, Tim Pool wants to send Alex Stein to.
Prime time, Alex Stein.
Imagine, I'm a flat earther, but imagine sitting with Alex Stein for 5 days.
Oh, dude.
So crazy.
I would have backed him a couple of times. Yeah. Well, Duffy's already been caught in too many lies as it is now, so I don't trust him. Yeah. Well, once you lie once, you're going to have to lie to cover the other lie up. So he's going to be constantly lying.
The world we live in right now. So when I was in Antarctica, I was newly married and I did not want to go. I was ticked off the entire time I was there. Mainly, I traveled a lot for NASA, for the field science work I did. Every month I was going somewhere and I didn't want to go. Plus I hate the cold. And, but my boss browbeat me, such as that's what he does. And besides that, I had created a technology.
Thank you very, very much, Jeff Conkle, for gifting 5 memberships. Really appreciate it. You rock, Jeff.
Jeff does rock.
There we go.
El Rocco.
He's got the hair and the beard for rocking as well.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Proper heat banger.
Yeah, you see, Jeff is the real Santa Claus, guys.
Flaps panic. Oh, is that Edith?
Flaps panic.
Flaps panic. Is that right?
Can you send in this chat now? Come on, let's see who's panicking, man.
Yeah, let's see who panic.
Bet you dare.
Who's saying this? Oh, Edith's Dentist. What a name. Edith's Dentist, there's still a spot open if you want to come in and talk, and then we can see who's the one panicking.
Who's panicking?
Yeah.
You peck.
Time that we were using for a ground station for what's called polar orbiting spacecraft. If you understand, polar orbiting, geocentric, geostationary spacecraft are in orbit, but they're in sync with the spinning globe, right? I mean, that's the ideal, that they present, right? When I worked at NASA, I believed in all the things that we were all taught in our elementary schools, Pastor, right? We all saw that globe in the classroom since kindergarten, right? In 2016, I had a revelation. It was presented on the internet, of course. People were starting to say the earth is flat and enclosed, and I laughed. I'm like, oh, come on, really? What are they going to say next? So I was intrigued enough. That's the beginning to come to understanding, right? To just scoff is unwise, right? That the scripture says that a fool decides a thing before having heard it, right? That's not the King James version, right? To him that decides a thing before having heard it, to him it is folly, is probably King James.
Wow.
And that's exactly what came to mind when I was debating Peter, by the way.
Of course. I mean, that thing he sent you afterwards was terrible as well. That when he messaged you that he showed us an element. That's ridiculous what he said. You told him you were praying for him, and he says, "I don't want your false, disgusting prayers."
Yep.
People, yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible. That's not.
All I've done is be nice to the guy, and all I get is insults, disgusting insults, by the way, guys.
Who said that?
Peter, that so-called Christian I debated.
Disgusting, man.
So yeah, let's get on with the video.
Nonetheless, once I started examining it, I went, whoa, that explains a lot of things that I experienced at NASA. I taught remote sensing, okay? And so one of the things that we had a program called You Be the Scientist. Again, this was when the internet was a new thing, if anyone now can imagine that, right? Broadband was a 1 meg. If you had a 1 meg connection to a school district, that was high speed.
Wow.
I remember dial-up. That was
and so we were putting these ground.
Remember that? I remember when the dial-up was all a thing. Who remembers that though?
Oh, I remember it definitely. AOL.
Yeah, AOL, exactly.
American Online, dude.
I remember when it's like, when MSN was like the big thing. It's crazy because if you have to ask all the children, youngsters today, they can think, what the hell's wrong with you? What you talking about? What dial-up? What? Huh?
Well, I helped put in the fiber optic networks that eliminated the dial-up. I did it for like 6 years. Yeah. It was like putting together a Lego set. The way they had it had it all color coded. It was all plastic and fiber optics, and we just like snapped it all together and put it in, and then bam, the world is connected. It was awesome.
It's amazing how all those connections come on the ground.
Oh, back in the day, though, a company named Fujitsu was trying to develop a thing called AI, and they spent $8 billion and could not quite get it right. And Bill Gates stepped in with $2 million and developed a software that actually worked. It was like a miracle, and we got our networks up and running.
I remember when we still used the big thing before all the social media platforms are up. If you had to get somewhere, it was like email kind of mail, but it was everybody was like, oh yeah, now I don't need to make letters anymore because we always used to later send posts to people.
I've got a comment on this, because wow, little sausage, Alan Norstrand, lol. I have to say I'm not gay, but Nate is just about the prettiest man I've seen for a long time.
No,
I'm not saying things like that about a 16-year-old.
Wait.
No,
you're gonna get us kicked off the air.
Seriously,
He probably doesn't know he's so young though.
Yeah, no,
but as you see, it's your Tom Cruise hair, Nate.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've got kids Nate's age, so it winds me up stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but he probably doesn't know. But anyway,
Yeah, no, I don't like it's fine because I look older than my age. It's just my skull something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're quite mature for your age as well. So that's
Is Lucas still here with us?
Yeah.
no. Is
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, hello.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
he's so quiet. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speak.
You are allowed
Oh,
to speak. We're just saying
yeah.
you're not allowed. We just don't want to debate the whole time.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a question right quick. You ever seen a railroad wheel that goes on an engine?
A railroad wheel.
Yeah, an engine wheel on a rail on a engine. You ever seen the wheels on those things? Well, I'm kind of answering your question. They are slick. They are flat. You won't be able to. Yeah, they wouldn't get any traction going up an incline. You'll go backwards no matter how fast you go. That's all I wanted to throw that out there right quick.
I just gotta say to Mandela effect, there's definitely cables under the ocean, man. People actually, their jobs are to actually maintenance those things.
What about the track I posted in chat?
The majority information is travelled by them undersea cables, isn't it?
You know, the
Yeah.
pace.
Yeah, which picture did you post in chat, Luca?
No, I linked
No, you can't.
Okay, I'll look at it later. But majority of engine wheels are real slick, and the rails themselves are really slick. They use the weight of the actual engine to pull. That's how they get traction.
Hey, Spuddy.
Oh, hey, Spud. How you doing, man? So, what's Mr. Information Agent want then?
Well, I won't be in it morning, so what I'll do is I'll give you back to my...
When you're in misinformation, what do you want to say, man?
What do you want to say?
Go ahead. We're all ears.
Time to speak, mate. Come on.
Time to speak. Crickets again.
Hello.
Okay.
No.
We're going to carry on with the stream, so let's go.
Ground stations, I had engineered a system that was very relatively inexpensive. We had a 3-meter dish that would ingest in real time satellite data from GOES, the GOES series of spacecraft. We used to process that in software, and in software it would map the imagery. It's not in visible light, it's in multispectral information, and visible light is a component of it. So we would map that to a globe in software. Now, I never thought about that when I was at NASA. Why would you question that, right? But when this whole idea of, wait a minute, the world is not what we've been told, then I realized, wait a minute. Why would we need to map imagery around a globe, around a ball shape in software? Why would that need to be done? So what you find is all the imagery that we see,
why.
and we've heard the guy, it has to
we
be
all know why.
Photoshopped, right? You've heard that guy, right?
Yep.
It's
Yeah, we do.
Photoshopped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how
we
they
all
write
know
the
why,
software.
don't we?
Because that's how they write the software.
Why you just trust him to be someone? Like, how do you know what did he do in NASA was really related to anything?
Because we know the guy.
I know him, mate. And
You know the guy? You
Yes.
check
I
the
know
guy?
him, yeah, I know him. Yeah,
Because
I've
I
known him
checked the
for
guy.
I've
What
known him
is-
for about
You know what?
7 years,
Misinformation agent, you come in here really hot, especially after the disrespect you showed towards myself and other flat earthers when you went into Matters Now's after show.
But
And the
listen,
things you said there, you can be glad I actually let you in right now.
listen,
And now
can I-
you coming to tell us
can I speak
this
to
guy's a liar.
him? Can I speak to him, please? Right?
Huh.
You accuse him of being a liar. You don't know him.
Yeah.
Right. Secondly, there's ample evidence to find out whether he worked for NASA or not.
If
I've known the guy for 7
Shut
years.
up.
So just because it triggers you that there's a flat earther who worked for NASA, don't mean he's a liar. That just means that you can't accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
no, dude,
Right.
dude, not what I said at all. I said simply, did you go and check his resume? Did you ask him what he did there?
I've seen
Because I
the
went
photos.
and checked what he did in NASA,
I've seen the
and
photos.
he was
You know.
just a tech support,
No.
and he cannot claim
Oh my
he cannot
word.
claim
My
he
God.
engineered
Oh
something
my word.
when he's not an engineer. You know.
Liar.
He was an engineer. He even taught science class, dude.
Liar.
No, listen.
So
right?
why would he write in his own
Listen.
website
Listen.
that he was a tech
Listen,
support?
right.
You
Listen,
don't know what you're talking about.
no, listen. If the guy were in here preaching globe earth and that, you would have no problem with him whatsoever. You won't even question it, mate.
Not at all.
Because he's a flat earther, it's like, oh, how do you
Look
know
at
this? How
this.
do you know
Eh,
that? I'm telling you, mate.
No.
I'm telling you how you work. You all work the same,
Yeah.
right? If it were in your defense, you'd lap it all up and you'd not even question it. Like you don't question half of science that's fed to you, mate.
Your channel's a joke. It's
Do you
full of
want
cults. It's a joke.
do you want
Mate,
a link? Wait,
Don't want a link.
do you want
No.
a link?
No.
A link to
what?
see
No.
what
Bye.
I've kicked him, guys.
No, mate.
Don't want to link. No.
I'm not. We don't need to defend Beverly Anya.
No.
Dude rocks. We know the guy. He's got his credentials. If the guy doesn't trust him, that's his problem.
Truth don't need any defense.
No.
You know?
No.
You see the issue that, and I get this a lot. That's why I said, if I've even had people telling me that it's just a con man. The guy actually died. He's just stolen an identity. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Just because the guy's a flat earther, he used to work for NASA, and it doesn't agree with your religion.
What a lot of people don't know, and I don't know if I'm all right saying it, but I'm going to say it, and I apologize, Dave, if it's not. But Dave's wife also works for NASA. That's where he met his wife.
Exactly.
And they're both flat earthers now.
Yeah. Right. Hey, but
It's crazy.
Is he still in?
no,
No, I kicked him.
Okay.
Who's that other woman that Alan knows? Cindy.
Well,
I've got her on Facebook. Oh, Alan did a video about her who had some job in NASA, and she overheard him talking about fixing pictures and that. She knows Dave.
But yeah,
So
but
Dave,
Luke, you're done.
this bloke's just come in and he doesn't know Dave, knows nothing about Dave. He's just made up crap. When Michael knows him personally, his book's brilliant, you know. So we all know Dave's telling the truth. That bloke's just a lying piece of poop.
Look, right, I know Dave, and I know Dave would be wanting us to get stressed about whether.
No, of course.
You know what I mean? Because Dave's not like that. So, yeah, Cindy
Holland.
Yeah,
There we
she
go,
knows
Cindy
Dave
Holland.
as well. Yeah, she knows Dave. So,
It was Cindy Holland you guys talking about.
yeah.
Can I just say, can everyone hit the likes, please?
Yes, guys.
I ain't
That's
even
all I
checked.
really want to say.
Oh man.
Dave's such a laid-back, genuine man. He won't want us arguing about this, like. So let's just stop arguing about it,
But-
and let's
but we
listen
know
to
Dave's a
what
good
he's
man,
got to
that's all
say.
that matters.
Because his information, that is what matters, and that's what he'd want us to be listening to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we all know he's a good bloke, so screw other people. But yeah, hit the likes, or you'll have to hear my gob again. Bye.
Thanks, Vicky.
Okay.
You rock.
Because it has to be. Well, in my case, it was the real data, the raw data sets were mapped to a globe because it has to be. Okay. And so there was that. I started having revelations and realizing and seeing this from a different angle also. And hey, Josh, if you want to call up Genesis 1, right?
Oh, you want me to pull? Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. Look, we squeezed Copernican cosmology, and Pastor Will, you know who Copernicus was, right?
I'm not very familiar, but of course I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
right.
a lie,
So
by the way.
Copernican cosmology.
That's a lie.
Who's not heard of Copernicus?
That's a lie.
I haven't.
He's spoken about Copernicus, and that's how he speaks about why he thinks the sun is moving. And this is why I also say he's dishonest. When somebody asked him, "Do you think it's geocentric or heliocentric?"
Did I
and
just?
he says, "I haven't really looked into it."
Sorry, but did I just hear you, Lucas, say you don't know who he is as well?
I don't know.
Your whole model is based on
Your model's
Copernicus.
based on Copernicus, mate.
Well, I
Wow.
don't know.
And you want to come here and argue about your model when you don't even understand it.
I really thought you would have had the Copernicus with the arguments that you try and come out with, Luke. Wow.
No, I have not.
Really? Wow.
Okay, Copernicus is the one who worked out your heliocentric model. So
Can I ask you a
Just-
serious question, Luca? And I don't
Yeah.
expect you to answer it truthfully at all, but I'm going to ask it to you. Is there some anti-flat earthers who send you here?
No.
Because, like, you come here and it's like you come and it does derail shows with your questioning.
Yeah.
We can't deny that, and you can't deny it. But, like, you've got no understanding at all of what you're talking about, but you keep coming. And then we've got anti-flat earthers saying we're horrible to you and we call you names and this, that, and other. And that suggests to me that you're sent here by them.
No.
I just want to say 4Jacks for gifting a membership. Thank you, man. You rock, man. Really appreciate it. Spuddy just became a member. Woohoo!
Well, are you trying to impress them then if you're not being sent?
No. Though I do feel honored when they mention me in videos. No.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to interrupt you right quick. I'm going to have to go to work. It's been fun. I'll be listening.
Shot, Georgia.
All right.
Right, Raj.
Thanks for coming, man. You rock.
Yeah, Raj.
You all rock.
well,
All right. Bye.
Goodbye. Well, I mean, it shows that it shows that I'm on the same level as them. You know.
We just don't understand how you can't have heard about Copernicus if we've spoken about it so many streams that you've been on.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's
worrying is you come and you question flat Earth and you don't understand your own belief. That's what worries me.
Whenever you talk about,
if you've never heard of Copernicus, you've no business coming and trying to challenge flat earthers.
He's like the patriarch of what you believe in.
I know that's what I said. Yeah, you cannot talk about heliocentrism or modern cosmology, which is what the topic is about, without talking about the people who gave you the principles that you use to interpret the universe in your system. One of them, the main one who started it, is Copernicus.
Where do you think
it's literally called the Copernican principle for a reason.
Yeah, how do you think your orbital mechanics is based upon?
Yeah,
Copernicus. That's like Newton and Kepler.
Yeah, but it's a mixture.
So he's the one that thought of the heliocentric model.
In the modern age, yeah.
Yeah.
Before him, it was only Aristarchus.
And that was the geocentric model.
Not Aristarchus, no. Aristarchus was a guy, was an astronomer in archaic Greece who was the first to give a claim to the distance to the sun using trigonometry, and he was the first kind of major figure in history to posit that the Earth could go around the sun instead of the sun going around the Earth. But nobody in ancient Greece and then Rome and then medieval Europe and the Islamic world really took note of that. They just kind of brushed aside it because they sided with Claudius Ptolemy, who was the main figure that gave us the Ptolemean model. And then you get the Taconic model with Tycho Brahe, who made it that there was planets that went around the sun, but it was still geocentric to better describe certain things. And then his apprentice, Johannes Kepler, took over after his death and then gave us the laws of planetary motion. And they all took from Copernicus.
Dude. You're not supposed to educate a globe on their own model, man. We know we're supposed to be dumb flat earthers, remember?
Well, I mean, speak for yourself, but I don't think I'm that dumb.
I'm not trying to start anything here, but what changed? What has changed now that I know who Copernicus is?
Well, now you know where your beliefs come from, which is important. You should know you should know the timeline roughly of what you believe, because then you can look into their ideas and you can see the particulars of what you actually believe. Now, if you don't have a good grasp, if you don't have a good grasp on what you're talking about or the history, then you won't really know how they came to know or how they claim to know things. There is a great value in understanding the hows and the whys that people came to deliver us certain knowledge. I'm not saying that you can't know heliocentrism if you don't know Copernicus, but you won't have a good, meaningful, or deeper grasp on the issue if you don't know the history and you don't know how and why they came to these ideas. You get a deeper knowledge. You yourself have basic knowledge, but you won't have truer, deeper knowledge unless
we gotta move on.
I mean, my arguments will remain the same, whether or not I know who that guy is or not. So it doesn't.
Yeah, but now you have a deeper knowledge. That's the point. It is good to have deeper knowledge. Do you not see that?
Yeah, but what he needs to understand is by not having that knowledge, he has weak knowledge.
Yep.
You know, and
I think I have pretty good knowledge.
Yeah, but you don't know. I mean,
you don't know Copernicus.
No.
Do you guys know that the Jews actually rebuked Copernicus and said he is the son of Satan?
No, I know that John Calvin and Luther didn't like him though. Which is pretty interesting.
In Copernicus, another one of them though, where they like pushed his stuff after he was dead.
I think he was a Jesuit.
But I mean, it's kind of two shows you've managed to derail today, Luke.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, if you don't get it, the main point is that if your opponent, so flat earthers, know your ideas better than you, then you are going to lose.
Yeah.
So it will serve you well to actually know what you're talking about, because you won't look dumb and you can actually see if what you believe is true. So it goes both ways.
Copernicus hasn't really come up that often in debates like FTFE.
Well, he should. He does. He actually does. If you watch anything against him or anything for him, they will bring it up. Even like Professor Dave brings up Copernicus in his astronomy series. If you watch it.
This is actually quite interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that I have learned. Wow, that is pretty cool. One.
Look, you're just a flat earther, man. Just accept it. You already threw it under the bus earlier. I already had to welcome Luke to flat earth earlier on.
I did talk to you about reflection.
I love this, but read this abstract quickly, guys. This chapter discusses the first Jewish rejections of Copernicus. It opens with a Fernand Cardoso, 1604 to 1683, who was born in Portugal and raised as a Catholic, but ended his life living in the ghetto of Verona as a Jew. Cardoso wrote Philosophia Libera, which has rejected the Copernican model. What did they say the Christians were pushing the Copernican model? After analyzing this book, the chapter discusses Tuvia Cohen and his illustrated Hebrew encyclopedia, Messiah Tuvia, published in 1708. Cohen saw himself an iconoclast willing to break with some, but not all, traditional Jewish teachings about the natural world and replace it with the latest knowledge being taught in the universities at the time. His book contains the first illustration of the Copernican model in a Hebrew book, but Cohen rejected the model on both scientific and religious grounds and called Copernicus the son of Satan. His book is compared to contemporary Jesuit writings. It also rejected Copernicus for both these grounds. The chapter ends with a comparison of other contemporary Jewish works that discuss Copernicus, Moses, Gentiles, and how's that? That's quite interesting.
Look at this comment, angle of elevation, like just what I've just said. Copernicus never championed the ideas of the Copernicus principle. These ideas were in a book the church claimed to find after he died. And this is a common thing you find with all these, your proponent, your early modern, early pushes at heliocentrism, like Eratosthenes, and even Newton.
Uh-huh.
The things
all weird.
Push, and after they've said that they don't want naught to do with it, and then they push it after they're dead.
Uh-huh.
It's
That usually
like,
happens. It's with everybody. They wait until they're dead, then
like
they push
some
them.
kind of false valor type thing. It's weird.
And it's usually by people that never knew them.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Roger Little, thank you for your $2 super chat. He says, Brahe started this mess. You rock, Roger. Thank you for your $2 super chat. I really appreciate it. And then Miss Mod Queen Bee for a £10 super chat. She says, it's time Luca left. Channel support. Thank you for your channel support. Really appreciate it.
And can I just say, Vicky, you rock.
You do rock. You do rock.
Should I leave?
No.
Just don't derail the show.
Has anybody
Yeah,
asked you to leave, Luca?
But thank you for your channel support. Really, really appreciate it. You rock. Okay, let's get on with the video.
He actually wrote a book that was on the orbits of the planetary bodies, right? And for a long time we had this geocentric idea. There you go. And so Copernicus came along and he showed the orbital paths of the heavenly bodies around a heliocentric sun, right? Mm-hmm. And that's, in general, that's Copernican cosmology. Is that what we call the solar system today, right? Okay. And so we squeezed Copernican cosmology, I did it myself, into Genesis. Mm-hmm. It's not there. We forced it between the words.
We did.
Okay. Very well said.
We did. It doesn't fit. But because of what
this is exactly the issue I had with Peter with the debate, where I read to him these words and he tells me it's not good enough.
Right.
He tells me I'm making things up. Literally what is written in black and white there.
Right.
That's dishonesty on an all different level. I mean.
Oh yeah, no. Peter marked it as, I thought he was an honest guy until I debated him. But sorry to say, the guy's a dishonest punk. He's still pushing that Robothean nonsense on me, by the way.
I know.
Still. After I literally told him stop. And the guy's so disgusting that you must see the comments he's leaving me when I say, dude, I'm praying for you and stuff.
Disgusting, man. Disgusting.
I'm going to have to go and then rejoin.
All right, bro.
Sure. Thanks for coming, Nate. Just. There we go. There we go. You rock.
Trouble, maybe.
Okay, but let's get on. Now they're going to read these scriptures. Tell me how you come to a globe by reading this. I have no idea.
Okay.
Go ahead. You have something to say?
Yeah. So just to be clear, after you left now.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute for Karen. Can you chill out with private chat?
No, come on.
In my head.
Sorry.
You've been told 100.
I'm just getting,
I don't, right? When I watch Flatzoid, I don't want to sit with my mouse in my hand, and I'm having to keep getting rid of this chat.
I know.
You as well controlled opposition.
Everybody.
Yeah, it just pops up every 2 seconds. It is quite
my head in.
But you have to keep clicking and clicking and clicking away.
You know what? You both don't you both have Discord?
Yeah.
No, but Joe, do you have Discord?
No, I don't have Piscorp, no.
Do you want me to send you messages
in there the whole time? Hey, Josh, what's up, man? You want to come in? Good to see Josh. Shout out to you.
Man. Good to see you, bro.
Josh is the guy that actually, that was his video.
The point I was trying to make with that private chat post was that you don't need to know the person that about Copernicus. You don't need to know
but it helps, and when you know him, you actually get to know his ideas, and then you get to know other people, and then it leaves you with having a better understanding of your position, which allows you to better argue for it.
So,
if you don't, come on.
I've got an analogy for you, Luca. Right? You're gonna go to talk to Flatzoid about me, but you don't know me. So how could you go and talk to Flatzoid about me?
Well, the debate is specifically about you, though.
But you don't know me.
Yeah, you can't have a debate about something you don't know.
Right, so like you don't really know much about heliocentrism, but you want to try and debate it. No, you don't. You don't know.
Yeah,
really.
You don't know Copernicus is. I mean, that's quite
So-
worthy for a ball believer. Like you don't know that.
He's the one who came up with the heliocentric model. So
Yeah,
it's okay if I don't know him, as long as I know about the heliocentric model.
But Luca, do you
It's about knowing
understand?
him. It's about knowing about what he come up with. You know.
Yeah. And what if I mean knowing about him would be good. What if you like? What if he's not reputable? Would you like to know a little bit about him just in case? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, Luca. The point that you don't like if you're debating the history of the globe, of course you would have to know him, right? Would you agree?
Yes, that would be a case there. Yeah.
So that topic often comes up sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. If I wanted to know about Christianity, who would I want to learn about?
Jesus.
Exactly. So heliocentrism, Copernicus.
Luch, we're all sending you to Antarctica, mate.
As Sob says, Copernicus.
So we're all sending you to Antarctica. Luch, you're going to represent FE.
What? No.
Yeah, you're an FE. You are a flat
I'm
earther.
not a flat earther.
Definitely are.
You're not a glober because you don't know
Yeah.
the ins and outs of it.
Definitely not a global. That's
I
for sure.
can.
You know.
He's a true earther.
Now I know who Copernicus is, so it doesn't matter.
Of course it does.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know the guy's name, but I'm telling you, if you go read about him, if you go read his book, you are going to get a greater grasp on your position.
And this is the whole reason. A lot of the reason why people say the heliocentric narrative is satanic, because everything that's based on the Copernicus model references to being it's anti-religious.
I'm going to say something to Luch, and it's not in any offense, but Luch don't want to look into these things. He just wants to keep coming back and saying the same things we've spoke about over and over again.
I obviously do look
I
into
told
them.
you to go and read Book of John today out of Bible, and you could have read it by now, have you?
Yeah, no. You just said you got to know what you knew enough. You knew enough from what you typed in. You know.
Yeah.
And you grasped got a grasp of the Trinity quicker than you grasp any of this. You know what I mean?
See, I obviously do look into the things that I don't know about if I want to, you know. And that was a subject, the Trinity. I wanted to know how God could be
after the Trinity thing. You carried on going on about things like gravity and stuff like that. When we already explained to you, this is what you do in flats: is you come in and talk about gravity when the night before you just spoke about gravity, and we just said the same things over and over and over and over.
Okay, but let's move on to the scriptures. I'd love to get to the scriptures.
Please.
And had your kind of light bulb moment, did you then reject that space is real?
Actually, that came after more research and more realization that the scriptures, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? And the earth was without form. That means nothing. It was void, without form. Okay. And
thing is, Peter told me a sphere has
and it says
no
that
form,
God
guys.
put a rakia, which is like a dome-like structure, a beaten out dome. You've heard this a bazillion times.
Huh?
Pause it and say it again. Didn't hear you properly.
Peter in the debate told me when I read this out, a sphere has no form.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say that actually.
How can a sphere have no form?
That's what he said.
Exactly.
That was his rebuttal. A sphere has no form.
Like, how can you have the earth? What does the scripture say? The earth was
in the
no
beginning.
form.
God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth was without form and void.
It means it didn't exist.
That means it's not a sphere.
It's
and
not.
he says no. That means it is a sphere.
Yeah, because
How,
Peter
how
said that
can
it could.
something have no form?
Because he hasn't made it yet.
Let Nate.
Destroyed me.
Let Nate say something. Nate wants to say something.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's okay. I mean, basically, what you guys already said. He said that when Flatzoid, when they read that scripture, he said it could be a sphere as well or a ball, right? And then
That's what he said.
Can't be any shape, can it? If it's from some void.
Exactly. That explains a flat Earth, because a flat, there's no shape, there's no form. It's just like a clump of mush. You know what I mean? But Tony Whitcomb, thank you for your £5 super chat. He says, for Luca, do you agree that President Nixon called the astronauts on the moon and then show some kind of evidence if it's possible? Tony, you rock. Thank you very much.
Yes. I believe it was the Apollo 11 astronauts, right?
Do you know how landlines work?
What?
It was a landline telephone.
In other words, it needs to be connected with a cable. Otherwise, it won't work.
It was not.
What
like
cable did they use all the way to the moon again?
It was not like a telephone line. It was a radio signal.
It was a landline. He used his landline phone in his office.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it literally the?
It was the signal that got sent out to not. I don't think it was sent out to the moon itself. I think it reached another signal, and then that signal.
Okay, Luca, did they have Did they have cell phones in those days?
A cell phone. I don't think so.
No.
So
69. No.
So how did the signal get transferred then?
I think it got sent through like waves or something.
But
also note the whole. I think the whole LM or the whole craft had the processing power of a Nintendo.
If that.
I want to know why moon lander were called Lem, and president's boyfriend were called Lem. I find that very strange.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's fake, Luca. That's the point.
Aye.
It doesn't work. Okay, let's carry on with the scriptures. This is really awesome.
Times already. And so it says that there's waters above and waters below. Now understand, the waters that are above are not like the water we drink. And we actually have examples of that on the earth. There are oceans on the ocean floor that have waters that are not like the water that is sitting on top of it. They've discovered these kind of oceans on the ocean floor. Okay. And so
like
what I find today is that
like a super dense water, you know.
Aye. Like a super water, yeah.
Oh, like meniscus? Is that what you're talking
about? Yeah. Like a river within the sea, at the bottom of the sea.
It's very, very dense. I mean, they showed that one guy where he tried to go in one of them with his submarine, his submersible, and it just pushes it back out. It's just too dense.
Wow.
That's a good point. One mine brings up, and I've seen a video attesting to this. They did have car phones in the 60s.
Yes, yeah, they did. They did. You've seen it in the old detective movies.
There's a Periscope film video talking about them, like.
Yeah. Roger Lidwell, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. He says the heliocentric model was thrown out a long time ago. Too bad people still still ascribe to it though. Thank you very much. You rock, Roger. Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Chezik, how's it going?
Yeah, Mr. Chezik, what's up, man? Buttered Whiskers as well. Hey.
The globe is dead. It just doesn't rest in peace.
It's men's.
Hey, guys, have you subscribed yet? Because I still have a lot of people that watch the show that haven't subscribed. So please do hit the subscribe. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed because I'm almost at 4,010 subscribers. Woo! Finally got over the 4K mark.
Never that channel that don't grow and all ballers control how your channel grows and all that blah blah blah.
So
But it's good, man. 4K. It's good.
Yeah. Very happy. Thank you, guys. It took a while. But yeah, please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the likes if you haven't. And share the show if you haven't. That'd be very much appreciated.
How's about some of them 3,000 subs coming and subscribing to me and PJ?
Yeah.
That'd
be cool, man.
There's 80 people watching now. I'm sure some of them can subscribe to you guys.
Yeah, man.
It would be better if they all just typed this in though into Google and then they would just subscribe to me. I think that would be better.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, great stuff coming soon. And I got like whole big compilation of celebrities that last like 30 minutes, but I had to condense it. It was like an hour long, but I can sped it up. So now it's like 30 minutes, but it's going to be fast.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You rock, guys.
Jim,
So, Luca, you think they translated it into what? Electrical signal. So you're saying they created the first cell phone?
Well, it's not really the same as a cell phone. I guess it kind of is. I guess.
So, guys, everybody, NASA is the inventor of the cell phone, guys. Just to let you know, yeah.
It was just a couple of cans in a long string, wasn't it?
But they were so good they managed to make the cell phone work from a landline.
Aye. No delay.
Scripture calls what we call outer space outer darkness, where there is wailing and gnashing of teeth. Okay? And so there is no such thing as outer space. And look, simple physics, the most rudimentary physics, we have the second law, what's called the second law of thermodynamics. It's the transfer of energy. We use it almost every day, especially here in the Keys. That's the air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So it's impossible for a pressurized system to butt up against a vacuum. It's impossible. Oh, they say, well, it's gravity that holds the atmosphere. No, it's impossible. Okay? And that's how we get weather. Otherwise, all of our weather would be straight out into the vacuum. It would be a high wind going straight out, and it would be short-lived.
So that's the conclusion that he came to. So I studied the ex-pastor, the mentor that you have. I don't remember his last name. I know it's Bob. I've been on his YouTube watching him, and
Bob Enyart.
Yeah. So the way that he explained this, David, was he said, "And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which are under the firmament for the waters which are above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven." And the way that he explained it was that the firmament is actually strata separating water from water. And what he said is the reason why God called the firmament heaven is because it's when Adam and Eve were around. So earth was actually heaven back then. So that's why he called the firmament heaven. Now, what I did is I was like, you know what, man, if that was true, then, if you didn't like research firmament whatsoever or rakia or anything, it would make a little sense, because I know that gentleman was really like into like trying to fit science into the Bible.
This was actually a very good point he was making.
Yeah, can you just pause on it? Flat GPT says, does he think that gravity isn't real as well? There's only you here, mate, who thinks it is real.
And then above that, this guy, Jeff Gashead, no duh. Cell phones were used in World War II. They were huge and had radio men. Man. Had a radio man. Sorry, I read that wrong.
Not cell phones, radios.
Okay.
Like walkie-talkies?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we don't deny.
But the problem is you're not going to be able to use that to all the way to 283,000 miles.
And we're still doing that.
No. And the whole point is that you can see the phone that Nixon's calling on. It does look like it is a landline-based telephone.
It is a landmine. It was in his office.
Yeah, wait, isn't that literally the presidential telephone, or what?
Yeah, well, that red one, man.
The red telephone.
That red
Yeah,
telephone.
no, well, it was black. Well, I actually
Oh,
searched
it.
up the photos. I
Isn't it
searched up
red?
the one that he was calling on. It was black. That's why I was asking, because I'm not sure.
Mandela effect, if ever I've heard of one.
What? Are you sure?
I thought
Yeah,
it
it's
was red.
black. Yeah, it's black.
Unless I'm thinking at bat phone.
Unless if they just every colorized image they intentionally made it black.
It's
but
the black and white images. You're right.
Yeah.
What? I remember it's red.
It was definitely.
It's gray. It's like dark brown gray.
Oh yeah, it's like greenish. Yeah. I just see a
Yeah.
picture from the museum.
It was definitely a precursor for the
There we go. It's like a dark brown
modern
gray.
system.
I remember it as red for some reason.
No, the modern presidential telephone is red. That's why I was asking, because they can cope and say this is just some new kind of telephone they made, if they really want to. Right.
Yeah. No, but I remember it as red.
I do as well.
That's the issue. I remember it was like this picture. I remember it was red.
I remembered Batphone, you know, when Commissioner got
Yeah.
on to Batman
Ooh.
and it were red.
Did
and
you get
it used to
Mandela
remind me
affected?
of that.
That's crazy. You all
Oh,
thought
well.
it was red.
Yeah, I thought it was red. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I kind
Guys,
of
it's true. It's multiverses. We've changed universes, guys. We're in some kind of parallel universe. That's
That's obviously a joke, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I know why there's so much globers, guys. They all come from a parallel universe. Yeah.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Wait, do you prescribe to the Mandela effect theory?
Yeah, it's a real thing, dude.
It's a real thing.
I won't call it a theory, mate.
We've already spoke about this as well.
Many times.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is, but is it the same as what flat earthers say it is?
We're
What do you
flat
mean?
earthers, mate.
We're flat earthers.
Nothing to do with flat Earth. Mandela effect has got
What
nothing
do
to
you
do with
mean?
flat Earth.
Like I know, but I was just wondering if if the people that say about the theory.
It's not a theory.
What theory?
About Mandela
Not a theory.
effect? It's just a misremembering, isn't it?
No.
No.
But it's not a theory either.
Yeah, no, they think that. I mean, I have no opinion on this, but they think the Mandela effect's genuinely real, while some people think it's a psyop, where they're just intentionally changing stuff to confuse us. They're on the position that no, it's completely real. Am I right?
Yeah, I personally think it's a spiritual thing.
Where two or more gathered changed in my Bible.
Many Bible things have changed.
Nobody broke into my flat and swapped my Bible out for one that says 2 or 3.
Okay.
But yeah, we should actually do another Mandela stream. Actually, Brian actually asked me he wants me to go on one of his streams again. Hopefully that's going to happen soon. It's going to be awesome. Shout out to Brian from Dose of Reality.
Oh, by the way, Mandela effect is my God.
Could the sun be a Mandela effect?
The Most High Mandela.
The sun Mandela effect is because the whole thing about the sun being white. We should continue with the video, but I wanted to bring that up. That's one that I thought.
I don't know if that's a Mandela effect, though, right?
The sun is white.
I think that's just changed.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid,
I think
yellow.
You know what, guys, I don't see it as white where I am. It's still yellow.
Is it?
I'm maybe under the impression maybe there's more than one sun.
That's because of the
Hard to tell whether it's yellow or white, though. With chemtrails, like, you know.
Yeah, that's
chemtrails making it white.
Well, I
Because,
mean,
it
the whole
still looks the same.
The whole two suns thing is, I think the white sun is being used on the
fake one.
It is being used around us as that. Was it the fake sun patent or whatever the thing you pulled up? I mean, very possible, right?
Yeah,
I mean, not
could be.
some.
Think about it, because how are they going to get the same yellow luminosity of the sun if it's faked? White light.
If it's a
the only way
different
they're really
sun
going
and
to get
it's
the
now
luminosity
changed,
of white.
if it's a different sun and it's now changed from yellow to white, how come it's still that color when it's setting?
It's really weird.
It- like
That's
that-
just
I
yeah,
think
where I
it's
am, it's
do
still
with
yellow.
chemtrails.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Because of
I'm
the
not saying it's
atmosphere.
I'm not saying it's 100%. I was just saying that a lot of people, for some reason, think the sun has changed, and Mandela effect.
It has changed.
It's
Like
because
in my memory of my childhood, it was never white like it is now. It never were.
It could just be sense perception. I don't know.
But in my childhood, when it were a yellow sun, it were also blue skies and there were no chemtrails.
Yeah, now chemtrails
I
is
mean?
everywhere.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, the whole
Doesn't
climate
stop.
is kind of changed up. All right.
And he was just trying to make it make sense. And it was back in, I don't know when he was alive or when he was doing this, but before this kicked off, before you learned about the firmament and all this stuff, then, some of that stuff made sense. I'd be like, if I didn't like research the word. So, but if you go to like the CJB, which is the complete Jewish Bible, what it says in there is God, let there be a dome in the midst of the waters, right? And that doesn't really change your strata thing, because you could say it's a dome, half dome with strata, whatever. But it says, and God called the firmament sky, right? And these in the complete Jewish Bible, they stick to the Hebrew as much as possible, but they call it a dome and they call it in the sky, right? And Rakia, even when it says extended surface, which is something that someone might say, well, it's space. It actually says, or if it says expanse, right?
Solid
It says
expanse.
flat as base support, right, in the definition. So what is it supporting? It's supporting waters above.
Remember when I brought this up to Peter as well? He also told me that's not what it means. That's literally what he said. That's not what it means.
And then he tried appealing to the Latin Greek
Latin
translation.
Vulgate.
Yeah.
Oh no, stereoma. You getting the firmament from the Latin Vulgate from stereoma. I'm like, no.
But,
stereoma
yeah, no.
came after the Hebrew.
Yeah, I don't get it, because even using the Greek in this, that would even be like, but he's using the Latin. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that's two languages after. Really? Damn.
Exactly, but
The
not
thing
just
I've-
that. Even stereoma. If you go and look at stereoma, it also shows it as solid expanse.
Oh, really? Wow, I didn't see that.
The guy's a twat.
My mum's got a dictionary from 60s, and firmament's described as being the dome of heaven in it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And I think expanse is a new change.
It
that's
is.
been introduced.
But you see, they
what's
read.
scary is it's filtered into like concordances as well.
But you see, Michael, the thing is they don't read the solid part of the expanse. It says solid expanse. They only read expanse, and they ignore the solid part.
Yeah.
It's called cherry picking. That's what they do.
It's even
Right,
described
and also firmament of.
Sorry.
It's even described as when people go to heaven and floor looks like lightning and stars and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like.
Mm-hmm.
But also the like firmament and heaven are interchangeable. Like sky can be called heaven and firmament.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, someone left an interesting comment I was thinking of now, and I actually wanted to ask Peter, but I never got to it. If in like Revelations where God says the stars will fall to the ground, yeah,
And the sky will roll up
on
like
the
a skull.
heliocentric model, how big is one star?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
How does it fall to Earth if it is like quadrillion
Allegory
times the size of
Flatzoid,
Earth?
man. It's just allegory. But what about when the sky rolls up like a scroll?
Yeah, man.
How does that work on a globe?
Yeah, but you understand, it's stuff like that. It's like really weird.
Nah, man, you don't get
Nothing
it.
matches the globe at all.
They were just interpreting what they were seeing, man. That's the only way. But no, that is the only way that he can get out, or that they get out of. It has to be allegorical, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't even have a foot to stand on why it's allegorical. When they
Yeah.
do this, they say, "Oh, but let's move to where God caused two donkeys to talk. Do donkeys talk?"
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
we
so
talked-
now you're saying God can't make miracles?
Yeah. We talked about this on the after show that he even admitted Eve historical, the flood historical, or at least the Garden of Eden historical.
But not the windows of heaven. Those aren't.
No, of
those
course.
aren't- That doesn't
Of
mean
course
historical. But literally, you go look at all the deep holes in the ground that scientists can't explain that are just water. I mean,
It
it's
is,
like
and
that's
he
where the
did try.
waters came up from below.
Earth couldn't have flooded with just rain.
No,
No.
even the Globies say it. That's why they say it's allegorical. They say no, it couldn't have happened because there's not enough moisture in the air to make a global flood. Like, no shit, Sherlock, debunking your own claim.
Water come from both directions, above and below.
Above and below.
Yeah. And I don't know.
You can't flood a globe either. Like, that's just silly.
No, silly.
I don't know if anyone caught this, but he tried to make a correlation from the windows of heaven to the under tunnel that the Sumerians and the Egyptians.
Yes, he did.
the
He
sun would
tried,
go
and that's
through.
why. But that's specifically why he's trying to push the Book of Enoch on me, because the guy's never read the Book of Enoch. Enoch doesn't say the sun goes underneath. He says it goes through the portals on the horizon.
Yeah, something like that.
Not underneath the ground.
Yeah. So even
The
his
guy
Windows
doesn't-
explanation didn't.
Yeah, but I mean,
That sounds
everything
more
the
like
guy brought up,
Pac-Man map
literally.
bullshit.
Yeah, but literally everything he brought up is wrong. He didn't bring any correct information up. The guy is literally just wrong. I don't know how to make it any clearer. The guy's ignorant.
We should continue with the video, man. This Peter guy.
Yeah, it's
He's getting
it's
it.
already 10:30. Yeah.
I saw him in your Discord. He's like, wow, that guy.
Did you
is-
see those messages?
Yeah.
Behind
Yeah.
the joke, innit?
Vault of heaven supporting waters above, considered by Hebrews, which Hebrews would be saying like Moses, Isaiah, Ezekiel, all the different prophets in the Bible, right? Including Moses, considered by Hebrews as solid supporting waters above. Even in Psalms 148, you have David saying, praise ye the waters that be above, right? Still, praise ye the heavens, praise ye the waters that be above. Also, in if you go to Isaiah 66:1, it says that the heavens are my throne and the earth is my footstool, right? So what God is saying is that, and Isaiah is saying that is God is above the firmament. Ezekiel 1:26 also says that.
That's also the thing we were discussing. He doesn't think God is literally in heaven. He doesn't believe God's walking in heaven on the vault of heaven. Not much of a Christian, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then he can.
Amazing. It's amazing. He says, yeah, God walked with Adam and Eve, but he's not physical.
He conceded to every other point about God appearing, right? But when it comes to God the Father, he thinks that God the Father is not.
Yeah, but the reason he had to say this is because he needs his ever-expanding universe, not to say God's going further away from us.
Yeah, I'm not.
Scripture
When
says
you-
God is on top of the heavens. He's on top of the vault.
I did. When you said that, I did think of the objection of, oh well, he is omnipresent, so he can be everywhere in the universe. But when you explained it that, oh, it's his nature, that made more sense. I understood it. I always thought this. I thought this expanding argument didn't make sense. But I realized it does.
Could I just add though, like it can be both physical and non-physical because
Yes, it's supernatural.
We know Jesus were reborn into like glorified flesh and went back up to heaven. So he went back up to heaven physical, but the Father were always in heaven, non-physical, and so is Holy Spirit because Holy Spirit dwells in us all.
Yeah, I think the idea that he got from it is that the Father can only be a physical being if you're saying that, which is obviously not what you're saying.
No.
He can
He
be
was
physical,
limiting
but he's
God.
also omnipresent. That's what he's distinct from every other being. That's what makes him God.
He was limiting God.
But like, don't forget the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are all one God. You know what I mean? So, but
three persons, one God. Yeah.
I'm sort of like, from what I can gather at scriptures and that it's always Jesus on earth who comes down and interacts. Like, I don't think the Father does come from heaven. So, I'm not sure whether Father is physical.
But he sits
Well,
at the
then,
right hand of the. He sits at the right hand of the Father, Michael.
Yeah, no, Jesus does. But that don't make him physical, though, does it?
What
Yeah,
about
but
the burning bush?
God
Was
physically
that-
walked with Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
But not on Earth, like in an
Yeah,
heaven
on Earth, in the
scenario.
Garden of
Like,
Eden.
'cause
The
there's
Garden
no-
of Eden was on Earth.
like whenever God, like, you understand that, like, the angel of the Lord is Jesus, and who spoke to Moses was Jesus, and when Sodom and Gomorrah get burnt down, that Jesus as Yahweh is on earth and he rains down fire from Yahweh in heaven. Like, so it's always Jesus who was actually on earth doing things.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Jesus walked with Adam and Eve.
No, but it says, does it say the Father or does it say God?
Just God.
Exactly, like, and all three are God, remember?
Mm-hmm. Let's just say you can't really just say they're all just
It's hard
Jesus.
to tell, like, but you know, I don't really want to make this an argument.
And then remember, it also said God
They're-
hovered over the waters.
Yeah,
But-
no, they're distinct persons, so they'll make it clear. And I'm pretty sure with the word, I'm not sure, was it the Father used because it was Old Testament, right? So yeah, to assume that it would be the Spirit or the Word walking on the heavens wouldn't really, I don't know.
But remember also, let's put it this way: in 1 John, in the beginning was the Word was with God, and God was the Word. Okay, so that was Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit was there in the beginning, and they were hovering over the waters. Okay, so that's three separate persons, physicals. They're physical beings. Might be spiritual, but they're still physical.
Fair.
Entity.
I thought it was the Father because Peter said it was the Father, but yeah, no, it was just God. So it could have
God,
been
yeah.
just a physical form in some sense because he comes in many.
Yeah, but if you look at 1 John, all three were there. You understand? It's still a person. God the Father is still a how can I put? Yeah, a person, an essence.
But is the only one who's actually become physical is Jesus.
Is Jesus? Yeah, yeah. He came as
But like
flesh.
when you say God's physical, you can't separate the three persons of that God. You know, whenever you say God, you're talking about the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit every time.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
like
why-
separating one from other.
That's why Jesus is at the right hand of God. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But is the personage of the Father physical?
Yeah. Why wouldn't the Father be physical? He can still be spiritual and physical at the same
He
time.
weren't born into
That's what I said.
creation,
He's
were he, like?
omnipresent. Remember, he's
weren't-
omnipresent, but he's still physical.
But he weren't the person who were born into flesh and walked earth, though, were he?
No,
As
he
in
sent
physical, like.
Jesus
Was
to
it
do
what
that.
you just?
Remember, God the Father has the authority.
Yeah, no, but it was still the Word, the Son, the second person at Trinity, who were born into physical flesh. The Father weren't born into physical flesh. It was Jesus who were born into physical flesh.
But it's three persons.
Yeah, no.
God the
but
Father's the
only
authority.
one of them three persons were born into physical flesh.
Yeah, but I'm not saying God
That's
the
what
Father
I'm
is
saying,
physical
like.
flesh. I'm saying he's physical spirit.
Yeah, well, metaphysical, I'd say, like, not.
Yeah, he's above nature.
That's why he can be. That's why he can walk in the Garden of Eden,
Yeah.
and it's not a burning bush walking, and he still appears as a burning.
Yeah.
It's not like a definite form.
It's his essence there. It's his essence walking in the garden. You understand? Because you're trying to make it sound like God just doesn't exist. He's just a.
Well, God's a spirit.
He's the ether.
We're told there's a spirit. You know, God's a spirit. Like, our spirit's physical. That's the argument.
Yeah, that's what I say. So he's a physical being.
Can spirits manipulate reality? If they can, then they must be physical.
Yeah, he's physical.
Yeah.
Remember, he's supernatural. He's above nature.
But if you want to class physical as in flesh, then
No, I never
Jesus
said
were
flesh.
Not
I never said
flesh
flesh.
like Jesus, and
No.
God's form wouldn't be earth. It wouldn't be earthly, or it wouldn't be
Yeah.
flesh like Jesus, right?
Yeah,
So
just like Joe said, God is beyond immorality. So God is not What? So no, God is not
That's
physical. No,
not what I
God's still
said.
physical.
God is beyond immateriality.
Yeah.
His
He's not
essence.
material. He's not either material or immaterial. He's beyond the materiality. He is the
Yeah,
ultimate. He's
it's not
beyond
like
No, that's what
nature.
makes him
He's
essence.
beyond
That's
the
what makes him
angels.
physical. So that's
It's
still
not
He's
like
beyond the angels. So the angels are immaterial, but he's beyond them. He's beyond the materiality.
I mean,
Yeah.
in all fairness, like we can't even fathom it. Can we?
Yeah, it's a,
yeah. I was just gonna say that.
Like our natural mind.
yeah, but if you
So
think
that's
about it, like you look at God self-created. God is the creation. You know what I mean? It's
Bye.
like there was no.
Yeah, Luke.
See you later, Luke.
Just Luca, thanks for coming, man.
There you go. See ya.
Just remember, God is uncreated. You know what I mean? So there was no created. God is the uncreated. So in other words, there was no creation before him. He had to literally be an essence in the creation. So he was physical and not physical at the same time.
Physical spirit sounds like disjunctive to me.
Yeah, I think
Well, I
that
guess he
people.
would
I
be
think when you say
composed of
physical,
physics.
I think when we
Who's
say
actually-
physical,
who
people.
started this argument off anyway? This guy who you were debating.
Yeah. But it's an interesting discussion to have, actually.
I would imagine like we could all be wrong. You know what I mean? Because we can't fathom God, like that's where I'd finally die.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go on with the video. We're only 16 minutes in.
He looked through the firmament and he saw the likeness of a man sitting upon a throne. Ezekiel 10:1 also says he looked through the firmament and he saw a man sitting above. It's like the likeness of a throne, right? So there's
Jesus
a lot of
talking about.
verses that also in Isaiah 40:22, when it says it is he who is the Lord God or Most High that sits above the circle of the earth. What I wanted to ask you is where do you believe heaven is located in the model that you currently hold?
Outside the universe.
See.
Okay. So
which is exactly
See
what
I'm
I
saying?
believe.
See, this is why it came to what I was talking about now. Outside the universe. So he believes God is outside the universe, and the universe is expanding. Okay? So that
Universe
means
is a
God's
bad
being pushed
term,
further
innit?
away.
Well, universe is a bad term because universe in heliocentrism means like this forever expanding mass of darkness that contains all these planets
Yeah.
and galaxies and stardust and rocks and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that crap.
The nihilistic
Like
view.
universe don't actually mean that though, does it?
But you see, this is the same problem Peter had, though. That's what I was trying to say. It's so they're pushing God further away. They're pushing
You've
literally
got
his
to be
essence
careful of what
further
you
away
mean
from
by the words that you're using though, like because like universe, what does it mean? Like one word or something like that?
One chord.
Yeah, which could mean like that were when like God said, "Let there be light." You know, He created the one verse. You know.
Yeah, it can also mean it's just one
It's
creation, and that one
It's
creation is
been
expanding.
yeah, it's been twisted into this, you know, space.
Yeah.
It really ain't like
Yeah. Like
It could
everything
be
is
an ever-expanding godly plane, an
Yeah,
ever-expanding
you know
plane,
it's
one verse,
you know it's
one world, one creation,
it's
multiverse
funny.
in one place.
I saw this video of I forgot who he was, some Asian guy, he does some science person. They were saying that essentially on some telescope that they saw, there's actually like they're gonna reevaluate all their science textbooks because they found
Michio Kaku.
Yeah, or something. I forgot who the guy was. He has like gray hair.
Yeah, Michio Kaku.
Yeah.
He was saying, yeah,
Found
it's
four-
an order of like crazy. How much zeros?
I have no idea, but that
20
it's like,
quintillion zeros or something.
it's like four
crazy.
different galaxies, right, or something like that. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he's a string theorist, though.
I'm not sure,
He
but
thinks
like,
he thinks there's something like 12 different dimensions.
I don't know if that's the modern like view or whatever among the community, but whatever it is, it's definitely the heliocentric model, this expanding model, is definitely anti.
10 to the power of 120. 10 to the 120 power, Jeff says. Exactly.
Because he does want, his nature is to be with us. He's to be close to us and love us. And if he's going away, it's
Yep. And I'll always fight for that because that's what God character is.
God is perfect. I don't know why he needs to be ever expanding with the universe.
Nope.
The highest God is
Believe,
perfect. The other
prior
ones
to
are not.
my coming to this newer understanding. It's
Which-
exactly what I believe.
Which that's where everybody probably believes, that believe in that model,
Yeah,
which is
because
understandable.
God is spirit, right? God is spirit. We know that he's a spirit. So wherever God is, it is a quote unquote spiritual realm, right? Right.
So, okay, so if you go to Amos 9:6 is another verse, right?
This is good.
So Amos 9:6 actually says that he who builds his upper chambers in the heavens, and chambers is actually layers, right? So he builds his upper chambers in the heaven, and in the NASB it says he put his vaulted dome over the earth, right? So if you click on vaulted dome,
how does anybody read that and think globe? I just don't get it.
Vaulted dome, yeah.
How?
No,
I
because they
understand
put it.
before you.
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah,
like
they
us
don't say
before
put
we
it
were
all
like,
around Earth.
yeah, but I mean, I understand when I was a Christian as a globie, I never thought about the flat Earth. I just read it as I didn't really have in depth of thinking what it was. But since you've heard of the flat Earth and you read it now, you're like, how do you not see it's not a globe?
Well,
yeah.
For instance, a dome won't fit round the globe, will it? It'll only cover half of it.
Right.
But that'll work perfectly on a flat Earth.
Well, no one did think of it that way till Copernicus told them to.
Yeah.
Copernicus.
Yep. Roger Ledwell, thank you for your
It's like
$2 super chat. He says they want to push God as far away as possible. Exactly. That's exactly
Can't they just look
what's
up like a
going on.
big wok? You know what, like a wok with a big glass lid on top? You know, why does it have to be a ball?
Roger, you're wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the thing is, right, heliocentrism don't push God away, as in like it's making him further away from creation. He's
They
still
take God away.
exactly where he is. But people believe that there's this big, massive expanse called space. So if you're going to believe there's a God in heaven, then it must be miles away. So it's like a mind trick, but God's still exactly where he's always been.
Absolutely.
You just don't know that, and you are confused and misguided and all that. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I know.
Never changing and omnipresent, man. He's been everywhere at once all the time.
I also I liked what the thing you talked about before. The thing with God being all those three identities. The three, but still being the same. I like that one you had going on before there, because I also find it kind of interesting. Where those three are. Yeah.
That's Christian doctrine, man.
Trinity.
I know. Well, I find it interesting, the discussion you had, because I also would say that the three are not in the same world. They are three different vibrations or, levels of consciousness and experience, and not only Earth. The highest God would not be here on Earth, if you ask me. He would send someone in who matches that, who is in that frequency and vibration.
Yeah, the only thing is though that they're like co-equal.
Yeah, they're superior.
That's in highest spirit. That's not in the body they use where they go.
Like the Father is superior in authority, but they're not superior in nature. That's the whole thing about the dot. Is that the Father is technically higher than I guess the Son, but they are the same in nature.
They're still co-equal, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the authority aspect of it, right?
They've got different roles, different functions.
They love each other and the fellowship to each other. Like it is like Jesus comes from the Father. He's not like a son how we think of it, but he really is. That's why he's called Son,
He's of the same essence. So it's like children are of the same essence.
Yep.
Just got two
What that
different
means
essences.
in the Hebrew or the lexicon is what binds heaven to the earth. So that's a very interesting thing. And I know that vaulted dome is not firmament in that word, which is some people would say, hey, why is that not firmament? But if I say automobile and car, you still know what we're talking about, right? So vaulted dome over the earth. And it's also talking about him being above the firmament in that verse. So if somebody was to ask me in the current model that I have and everything that I've studied, because I've studied this like crazy, then I would say that God's throne is located above the firmament. He sits upon the circle of the earth. So I do know God's location now, and it's the farthest parts of the north. Isaiah 14 verses 11 through 15 says that that Satan wants to be in the farthest part of the north above the stars. And where are the moon, sun, and the stars? Well, if you go a little further in this verse, Genesis 1 verses 14 through 19, it says, God made the firmament and he put the moon, sun, and the stars in the firmament. He made the moon, sun, and the stars, the greater light to rule the day, lesser light to rule the night in the firmament, right? And it also says that he made it for signs, he made it for seasons, and he made it to do what? To light up the earth. He doesn't say to light up, Andromeda and all these different crazy galaxies.
Such a good point there. Such a great point.
Because we only have one inhabitation with lights inside.
Did you read that message you got from Kick? Flat.
Oh, did they get a message from Kick?
Don't do it.
Hey, Kick, if you read that, it looks like somebody's propositioning you with something.
Yeah,
Hey,
we must
Hobie, I
have
checked your video. Seems like you are new in Kicked and streaming a lot. Still not partnered yet. I got a
Sounds
proposal.
like a scam post to me.
Yeah, it does, but I was...
Yeah, it wants me to pay.
Oh, okay, no doubt.
That's okay. Thanks.
I didn't read it all, I just seen the start of it.
Yeah. People try and take Tron because they're like awesome money and then they'll push your channel. That's okay. I'll let it grow as it wants to grow.
You know what, Flatzoid? I might, since I can't stream on YouTube, I think I might make a Rumble and start just streaming on there.
I do have a Rumble account as well. It always used to automatically put my stuff on, but lately I don't see it does, and Restream doesn't have a Rumble option.
Oh,
that's what sucks.
Yeah, I'm just
You can stream. You can stream
that's like
Rumble from Restream. Paul were doing it, but
mine doesn't
no
give me an
clue
option.
how you set it up.
It doesn't have it on.
Yeah, then you have to set up yourself.
No, it does do it. It
doesn't have it on.
Paul
doesn't have it on mine. Paul probably had the more expensive
one. Best one, didn't he? Paul had the most expensive one.
Yeah.
Premium.
It tried it a few times and it never worked.
That's
because
weird.
It doesn't give me the option on Rumble. It doesn't show Rumble as an option.
I like Rumble. It makes it simple for you. And they are very
How much
fast with
subscribers do you have now, Nate?
I don't know. I got like 13, I think. I still haven't posted anything yet, which is fair.
You see, as soon as you start posting stuff, you'll start getting subscribers. I think when you hit 50, you can start streaming then.
Yeah, I know. It's just the whole Freemason thing. I really looked into it. Really, like I already read the books, but now I really read every single line. It's a lot, but I got the basics down. So I think instead of doing the narrative like I was, I'm just gonna give the basics because I don't want to read. Because like in the first part, there's things of like, what if people show up late? Like, what are you supposed to say if people show up late? What are you supposed to say if someone from a different lodge comes to the door? There's whole before the rituals even it's so I'm gonna cut out all the fat and it's not gonna be like a reading from the book. I'm using 3 books too. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot more fun.
Definitely.
That are trillions upon trillions of miles away.
Can I interject there, bro?
I was just gonna say, you do know you'll get fake people coming making out the Masons trying to tell you what's what. You have to ignore that kind of shit.
No, yeah, I'm not
You've got whole groups of Masons who will openly say that Lucifer is the real Jesus.
No, yeah, I already got clips of it. I already got a clip of a Shriner saying that he is Lucifer himself and that Lucifer is good and just. I got for the 3rd degree, I'm gonna be using a whole clip that Kyle Thompson, a spy, even in the Bohemian Grove.
Even about that old bloke Shriner that's on that Bartsy Rel thing where he goes, "God bless you, brother."
I'm not sure, but it's like a bald. Are we stopping the video now? I didn't mean to interrupt, man.
No stress, man. Yeah, we'll carry on with part 2.
All right.
We'll definitely have to do a part 2 on it.
Fair enough. We've been going long, and we did say we weren't even going to finish it. It's a long video. Anyways, yeah, no, I got that, and you know what? Why don't I just share that clip real quick, and then the other one that I'm going to be using from Kyle Thompson, where he snuck in and recorded the entire third master mason, third degree ritual, where you actually act as Harem Abiff or a mason, and 3 people come up to you. It's really funny. It's like this fat guy, and he's talking to this guy, and he's saying, "Give me the secrets of the master masons, or I will attack you." And then the guy has to, it's like, "I will not give."
But have you seen them? They make it very corny, though.
Yeah, and no, like they probably
like bad acting.
They probably were very serious in the 1800s, but now they like laugh and stuff. It's
like very corny bad acting.
Yeah, no, like Knights Templar, these guys look very goofy.
Look who you've got in a Masonic lodge these days. You've got Jay-Z, and you can't imagine that they're all right serious, can you?
Oh yeah, no, that photo is like that photo of him inside of the lodge is just kind of that's
Josh, I don't think that people understand, especially like when I spoke with Peter when the light was before the sun. I don't think they know the implication of that.
No.
They don't realize how bad that is for their claims. I mean, what I was trying to explain to him as well, and I don't have a ball, but anyway, they need a sun to have a day. Even your Earth rotational axis, it requires a sun, because if there's no sunlight, there's no day.
Yeah, but then you get people like One Mind here who think that is the creation of Jesus, although he's like eternal.
I got it right here.
Not
I got it right. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, that's him. He goes, "God bless you, brother."
What is your problem?
Just that, sir.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, sir.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. How can you say anything bad about me?
Sir, you need to be born again.
I am born again.
Now, did you just say that you are Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent.
Yeah.
Let it play though, because
You can never play.
Oh, you wanted it? Sorry,
I just gotta say to One Mind, no, 1 John 1, Jesus was the Word. He was in the beginning. God didn't create him into existence.
My bad. Yeah, I'll let it play. I thought you guys already saw it, so you just.
Yeah, we did. How's it going, Mara? It's you, man.
I've said it so many times. You've got to let that bit play when he goes, "God bless you, brother."
Yeah, quickly play.
Lucifer, what is your problem?
Just that, sir.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, sir.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. How can you say anything bad about me?
Sir, you need to be born again.
I am born again.
Now, did you just say that you are Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy...
Virtuous.
Now, is he the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Yeah, what?
The spirit that comes out when he says that, definitely not virtuous and wholesome.
No. This guy is like this guy's like
just about to say it now, didn't he? God bless you.
This guy is the same. Like
the way
when
he
you look
say
at
it, he sounds like a robot.
You know when you look at Pope Benedict, he has the exact same look as Pope Benedict. That very evil like that.
That demonic kind of.
That's what happens when they do
eerie
this.
feeling.
They get that dead look. Yeah, there's no one home. It's like you're talking to a robot when they do this, on some weird program.
Looks like Father.
God. Hold on. I think he's gonna say it.
Bless you, brother.
God bless you, brother.
Okay, I gotta correct One Mind again. Jesus is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Literally, there was nothing before. So God couldn't create Jesus. God can't create himself. He's the uncreated. In other words, the three eternal were there in the beginning. Jesus, the Son, God the Father, and the Holy Spirit. They three were uncreated at the same time. They were there in the beginning.
If Jesus were created, he can't be God.
Yeah.
Game
God
over.
didn't speak Jesus into creation. That's not what the Bible says. That's heretic. That's heresy, dude.
We went through this other night, like, and one man he ended up claiming that Jesus were God and
Yeah.
Father were God. That makes two gods.
This is actually funny. I've heard this before. I didn't know you guys were. I just realized what this was because I guess his argument is what Adam was created from. But this is like a Muslim argument. I've heard this before. This is,
So it is like, it's the same.
Attack
Well,
at
Adam to
Trinity
me
is
was a
what
human
all
hybrid.
cults do.
On the internet.
The start of a new line.
Bless you,
Amen.
brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light.
No.
And you're,
What
you're
about those
confirming
hospitals?
You know what, sir? Jesus said, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, we did not do these good deeds in your name? And you'll say, away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Jesus said it?
In Matthew chapter 5.
Mercy.
No.
That's hard to believe.
So you're a Christian?
That's crazy. All right. But yeah, I'm gonna have stuff like that inside of the video, and then I might as well. I think I got another one.
Yeah, and I'm going to quickly share screen for One Mind because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says, oh, it's only heresy for Trinitarians.
Oh yeah, debunk this guy.
There we go. 1 John 1. In the beginning was the Word. That's Jesus. And the Word was with God. That's the Father. And the Word was God. Uh-oh.
Jesus.
Tell me again how God spoke Jesus into existence. Ouch. It's heresy. Full stop.
Also, being begotten from the Father don't mean being created.
No.
But
Anyway,
I
that was
think people
exciting.
don't
We
understand when you say get spoken into reality. Get spoken in. That's doing something. You know, I think people would say, but he spoke him in. That's creating him.
No,
you know,
but the thing is,
it's Genesis' creation getting
on.
spoken into existence, not Jesus.
he's taking Jesus' divinity away when he says he was created by God.
Right, if God created the heavens and the earth, and then he said, let there be light, and he created Jesus, how come later on in the Bible it tells you Jesus was the one who created?
And it says he was in the beginning. He's the Alpha and Omega.
You
Then he's not the Alpha and Omega if the
Yeah,
heavens and the earth were there before
straight
him.
into contradictions whenever you don't believe Trinity.
Oh, PJ's backstage. Ooh.
Who was Jesus?
Like 10 years.
Well, I believe in the Trinity. I just can't. I just not in the same way as you, but I don't deny a Trinity, at least.
No, yeah,
But yeah, we're going to definitely do a part 2 of this podcast, guys.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Definitely
Trinity
much
was made
more
by
in it.
Pagans.
Yeah,
So
man.
what do you guys have to say as closing statements?
Well, we didn't get too far into it, really, did we?
About
But,
20 minutes almost.
yeah, well, more than we actually think. I thought we would, to be honest. But it's obvious that Duffy's hiding something. You know, to me, he's not legit. He's not legit. And big up, Dave, man. Dave's always there telling on the front line, telling the truth. You know what I mean? Love Dave.
Yeah. I feel like we got wrapped up because it felt like the Peter Mick Buffalo debate, whoever that guy was, the Peter person, because I don't know, it was like the same kind of objection. And Will Duffy was just what's his name? His name's Will Duffy, right? The guy I don't remember these guys' names. Yeah, dishonest from the beginning, and he is scared because he doesn't know how to debate. I don't feel like this is good for him. He shouldn't be going on debating.
You should debate him on that.
Sorry, just 1 minute. But the difference is Abraham is a begotten son. Jesus is not the begotten son. He's the begotten from the Father. Don't say begotten son. It's called the Son, but it says begotten from the Father. That don't mean created.
Are we gonna stay on this, or are we gonna wrap up?
Flatzoid saying he want to be
But
challenged.
yeah, I guess a lot of people have problems with it. I think it's interesting that that it is seen from so many ways, and it's also kind of weird because I do get your point. Your point makes sense, but I just don't see it that way. But I don't, I don't see
You
how
see,
they
what
can't
what
see what you're
what
saying.
one man, what one man also doesn't understand is like begotten is just practically reproduction. So like Jesus was born as flesh. He was God's only begotten son, as in Jesus caused him to be born in flesh. Remember, he was already God before then. Just like Abraham had Isaac, he was his begotten son. Then he became the father of many nations.
Absolutely.
So there's definitely a difference between the two. But yeah.
So Flatzoid, you're saying you like to be challenged?
Yeah.
Oh,
On
you love it.
biblical
Bring it.
cosmology and I mean, I'm just curious actually to preface all
You're
of that
disappointed?
is
We're in full house.
like, how do you see the Bible? Is it a literal story? Is there some historical things and some metaphorical stories? And well, how do you
It's all of them.
all of them together?
Yeah, you got to take it in the right context. So you got to know, like I said, a lot of things you get parables and visions and whatever, but the connotations have actual meanings behind them. So let's, for instance, say like when Joseph was and his brother sold him into slavery, and when he finally became the Pharaoh's hand, right, and he had a vision where he saw that the wheat bowing before him, the 7 wheats and stuff, which represented his brothers. Yes, it was a vision. It was a parable. It wasn't physical nature, but the connotation behind it became real. So it became actual.
Tashira, send Jaren here, mate. Send him here.
I'm sick of him. He's gone for another day. I'm sick to death of his crap.
Send him here.
Jared can debate me on Christianity if he really wants to.
Yeah, but he comes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like wondering about that.
Yeah, because like you have to understand how many parts of the Bible is taken in a context. So when you read let's say you take a verse, you have to read the whole verse in context to know what's the story behind it. Because a lot of the things like when God says like your tongue, it's a 2-edged sword. There's a meaning behind it. It's not literally saying your tongue's a 2-edged sword. You've got to understand, okay, that's just a metaphor for you can speak death or you can speak life. You know what I mean?
Sure. I know exactly what you mean. It's like there's some mentions about the zodiac signs there as well.
Yeah.
In that same manner, like you're not actually speaking of a, let's say, a young virgin, female with, or some guy with a picture of water with his hand. You're actually, talking about zodiac signs. So yeah, I get that. But I joined late here, and I got excited because you guys were talking about Genesis, and I actually started reading the Bible myself a few months ago, just to,
to research
for my own opinion of it. Of course, because I've been researching the NWO, cosmology, history, corruption, all that good stuff for 12 years. So I always got other people's views and opinions on their interpretations and research of the Bible, but I really wanted to start from the beginning and, highlight contradictions and notables, because it just rubs me the wrong way, the idea of, the Bible being God's word and it's the truth in everything. I know that's not your view.
Yeah, but you see, that's why I say God, the Bible is still just a book, but it's inspired words by God. Men still wrote the Bible, but it's inspired by God. That's how when people try and say, "Oh, so you're saying it's not God's word?" No, God's word is there, but it's inspired by God through people.
God's inspired word, yeah.
Yeah. it's supernatural in a sense that they had so many different authors giving the same accounts for the same type of thing from people from many different nations and whatever. If you look at the links between, I mean, what are those verses? I showed a diagram once where they showed the links of all the verses throughout the Bible. And there's no other book in history that has as much links as the Bible shows. And this is all from many different authors. And I think they said the possibility of that happening is like 1 in 10 million or something.
Well, it's
like
a collection of books, right?
Yeah. It's this collection of books that fit together. But they all are like puzzle pieces of one another.
Well, I think life is like a puzzle in that sense. Like I totally feel after starting to read the Bible so kind of late. You know, I'm 34 years old, and I have all this. You know,
you're not late, mate. I was
You're
57
nice
when
and
I
young.
found Jesus, and I'm
Sure.
only 45.
Yeah, but when you have all this knowledge and different points of view, you sort of read and interpret everything differently. And I'm actually, the older you get, the wiser you get, and I'm really like, just like you, Flatzoid. I'm a really respectful, honest, and patient guy. I have the patience of a saint.
Just
Like,
work in tandem with the Holy Spirit, man. That's all you can do.
But it's good. It's good that you start reading the.
Discernment.
yeah, but
yeah,
the thing is, right? After I start reading it, and the first thing is like I get to Genesis verse 2 until verse 17, and I'm like, there's already a problem here. Wait a minute. And you know, if you're not closing the stream,
what's the problem? Maybe we can help you out quickly. Because you're probably thinking about the contradiction of creation.
No, just the idea of there being light, because God created light, right? And then He created the sun after He created the light.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's why I said the sun. Remember when God created the sun on the fourth day, the light day and night was already there. So He created the sun to rule the day and night. So He gave a ruler over the day, and He gave the moon to rule over the night. So He.
Right. Yeah. I don't. The question I have about that is, what is the light that is not of that?
The light is
that
just
of
light.
the sun. So you don't believe light travels, and you don't believe in atoms.
No, definitely. Like I said, the light was there, but the sun has now became the ruler. So now it's the source of the light, you can say.
Yeah, because for example, you can have the light still in like a very dark area. There are probably whole city blocks that look like it's daytime because they have enough light, I suppose, right? But it's not the sun, right? So it would be a different light, unopposed from the sun. But that light was used to make the sun to rule over the day.
Sure, but what is it then?
Light's
What is
just light. Nobody knows what light is. Because if you,
In my world,
when
has
was
to
it,
do with
Michael,
the
that we
sun,
did those
but that's another
streams?
talk.
Flatzoid, you might want to pull up the citation that I gave you like a while ago when you reviewed the video.
On the light, what is light?
Yeah, how do you classify?
Yeah, it's about the firmament and the primordial light in Genesis, and how that's connected to the sun and the stars.
You know what, Vara, would you like to come back tomorrow and we have this discussion? I think it'll be a great stream to actually discuss all this stuff.
Yeah,
we can go into
Maybe
more
put the
detail.
lights if you didn't turn them on before later.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun. I'll definitely come. I've been actually doing this. It's called the Bible Study Challenge. It's a YouTube channel called Mud Flood Was Armageddon.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've been doing this weekly, thing because the host there, or the guy who has the channel, he's like really Christian, the Lord God of the New, Old Testament believing, like, I'm just.
You believe in the mud flood?
Sure. You don't believe it?
No, I do. Tartaria and all that, yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes.
sure. Yeah, and he's specializing in, rocks, because his theology sort of is that everything on the ground mountains, sand, ground. It's all biological material, sure, but it's actually human remains from, previous resets or mud floods or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they change history so much. You don't know what's really going on.
Yeah, well, like,
yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
his content is really crazy. Like just the idea of, you can just think about it logically yourself. If you ever taste your own sweat, it's salty, right? And the idea of having things like Himalayan rock salt that comes from the Himalayan mountains, and then you have these pictures of mountains that have human shapes or forms or body forms or shapes. Yeah, those mountains actually might be giants who were left under the flood, and it's like
I mean, the Smithsonian Museum has gotten giant bones inside of their records, but then if you ask them, they say that, well, it's no longer in their records, but there's reportedly been giant bones given to the Smithsonian Museum.
But you guys know where I'm going with this, though, right?
Not exactly.
Hey, Dave.
If you season your food with salt,
now we're in space.
That comes from the Himalayan mountains, and the idea of those mountains being actually human bodies of giants.
Yeah.
Well, I actually
it?
showed an awesome where I think it was last year or something. I went on a game drive close by, and I showed like from a side view from a mountain. It looks exactly like an elephant lying on its side.
I've seen that.
I do believe there were definitely behemoths and stuff like the Bible says in the past. I do believe that. And when it comes to like when people say, "Oh, there weren't giant trees," I do think there were giant trees. That's why you get the petrified wood looks like rocks, because it's because of that compression, probably from Noah's flood.
And what was that in Daniel 4:10 about the tree in the middle of the earth or something that could be seen from all around?
That were like a prophetic dream.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a prophetic dream.
Yeah.
But I do believe there were definitely like big.
But there were definitely big trees, man.
Yeah, big trees and stuff like that. Definitely, no doubt.
I just wanted to say you had a great stream, guys. I just wanted to pop in before you guys leave, and I'm going to try to educate Luca on radar.
Good luck with that.
I'm back.
Oh my God, we've got Joey Ramone.
Yeah, we do.
I believe I'm with Joey Ramone on a panel.
Joey is
I swear to God, if you young man don't know who I'm talking about, just real quick, just Google Joey Ramone and you'll see what I'm saying.
I will.
I met him like 7 times. He used to play our club in our local town in Charlotte. They would come.
Oh
by.
my goodness! Yeah, makes sense.
You look like Joey.
Yeah.
Good call.
Did you have a good chat with Natch? I saw there was quite a lot of people in there.
Yeah, that was really interesting. It of course, the shills had to try to come on to derail the conversation because look, man, they don't want us talking about this. This is giving up their whole gig. And I don't know if you caught my stream last night, but Dave Weiss came on. He directed us to some of these lawsuits that are coming up on this guy. So the most important thing for Will Duffy is to prove whether or not the Earth is a globe or not by dropping a bunch of money and going to Antarctica, not focusing on his court case where it's going to cost him potentially millions of dollars and possibly federal jail time.
But that's like we were saying in the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it's really odd. Don't you think it's more like maybe he's trying to make some kind of insurance scam kind of thing with his whole Antarctic trip?
Definitely going to make money on this. I mean, he sounds like a travel agent for ALE to begin with.
How long did David come on your stream for, so?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he was probably on there for the better part of an hour, maybe, or maybe even a little bit more. You know, I wasn't really keeping track of it. But it was really interesting because he brought out some good insight on the whole thing. And when you really look into this whole thing, you know, it's like, you remember what I was saying about these guys are like they got something over their head and they're made to do this. And it's like Bob the Science Guy. He was got in trouble for selling some kind of drugs or some kind of shit like that, and had his pharmaceutical license taken from him or some shit like that in some sex scandal. And I mean, this has been the impression I've got. Now you've got this guy with 6 different cases so far that you see listed on the website. Some have been settled. There's 3 more. He's going back to court July the 10th. His biggest thing, which he should be doing, is focusing on his court case and shit, but he's not. This is more important to him. Why? I think he's got a deal, a plea going, right? That's my guess. And yeah, he's probably going to make some money at it. Absolutely. Did PJ, you saw that comment that I
didn't say anything to anybody because I didn't. It's you who said it to me, so I just thought I'd rather you say it than me. Do you know what I mean? So it was your idea. So yeah, I left it for you. I seen it. Yeah, I was like, no way, man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Do you know what I think about it? We're all getting it way too much thought and too much time. We should ignore it and ignore it for the bullshit that it is.
Yes.
Forget final experiment. I don't even know why people are talking about it. Absolutely waste of people's time.
Yeah. It's certainly not.
Anyway, right,
guys.
Check this out. I'll go ahead and share this. So we've had people that live in that area try to go to the church before, and they were unsuccessful. The place was this is
Roger
the wrong
said
one. Hang on, this is the wrong
he's going to go tomorrow again.
Hold on, let me get the right one because I got this one blowed up so you can read it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a comment left on
tomorrow.
Yeah, this was left on Ryan's. It says, I live 3 blocks south of the Agape Church. Went there early morning. No one answered, but cars were in the front. Then I opened the door, walked in down a long hallway past the sermon area, and in the coffee room, 4 dudes are having a heated conversation about something. Then a dog started barking. I heard chairs slide. The guys talking got up and asked me how I got in here. I said I need a pamphlet for the services. I'm part of the community. The dude laughed and said, did the flat earthers send you? I shook my head and walked real fast, and they started laughing and giggling. I had a creepy feeling, ran home, man, and I know I recognized the guy talking to me. It looked like Duffy, but he was clean shaven. It was Jake the a-hole, 1,000,000%. What's he doing there? Mm-hmm. Someone told me Duffy is Jake. They are one and the same in my opinion. Brother, that's not a church. That's a front for something. I wish I could tell you more, my dude.
Wow.
Madness.
Huh? Roger, thank you for $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. He says, I'll see you tomorrow, Dave, because he says he's going tomorrow to the church.
Okay. Yeah, I also, if Effed Up World watches this, I would like him to get in touch with me. I want to ask him about the sermon that supposedly McToon delivered at this church.
Yeah. I also want to see, where's the recording of this? Mm-hmm. I want to see what McToon was talking about there.
So that's kind of interesting. Really the more you look into this, the freaking weirder it gets.
McToon doing a sermon not like Lucifer churches.
He went all the way from he's Wisconsin, correct? Where's McToon from?
Minnesota.
He went all the way from Minnesota to Duffy's church to do a sermon. Mm-hmm. And these are supposedly people that really never met each other before.
Right. A casual encounter.
Yeah.
At the Nashville debate between Greg Locke and what's the other fellow's name? Yodel.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we're gonna need a detective for these guys now.
Oh man, if you haven't seen Nashikitas or Burn the Corporate Fictions video got taken down, but it may or may not exist under videos on my channel. So
You
As
should
far as I
actually,
know, it's still there.
if you still go, you should actually save it and put it on other platforms just in case.
Yeah, it's on Rumble as well.
I'll
Yeah.
post it on my channel if you don't mind, just to keep it up there. I'm not scared of getting strikes.
Yeah. It's go right to my just do a repost of it, man.
Yeah.
It's on my channel under videos.
I'm not scared of strikes.
Satanic experiment. Yeah. But listen, that they definitely don't want us talking about this.
Yeah.
The Inyart son put a comment on, I think it was Jaron's video, thanking him for doing such a good job. So they're involved now too. But I mean, I'm just saying, people this close to him can't not know about this shit.
Yep.
Come
Really
on.
weird stuff. Yeah, and Enyard was involved in very shady stuff.
Get Inspector Gadget on the case right away.
And the narrative on why this experiment's taking place has slightly changed since Duffy first mentioned a thing back in December, saying that flat Earth was turning people away from the Bible, and that he needed to get to the bottom of this and show them that it's not a flat Earth. And then he says, "Oh, I'm not a glober or a flat earther. I just want to get to the bullshit. You're in trouble, and you do whatever they tell you to say. Come on." You see through you from a mile. Blind man can smell it, man. Come on.
It should be a giveaway in itself when it's a clearly logically, able to think logically adult human being.
No,
Presented with all the evidence in the world, and
they're relying on our programming.
Flat Earth.
Boy, they're relying on our programming that you don't want to be ridiculed. What are you, a chicken? Huh? Is that why you won't go? No, let me tell you what. They could offer me a brand new car and an all expense paid trip to go. And you know why I wouldn't go? Because I don't trust those MFers, man. That's why. I don't trust them any more than I would trust a starving alligator around a steak. There's no way.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, guys, I'm going to have to end the show.
Yeah, man.
So Vara, if you want to chat tomorrow with that other things, I think it'll be quite a cool show that we can have discussions on the questions you have and things.
What time you gonna want to go?
No, I'm normal time. I'm 9 o'clock on normal.
3 o'clock.
When you're ready to show up, it's fine. We can just have a discussion and whatever. Because I do like these discussions as well. I think it's really awesome.
Sideways crossing background.
Yeah,
no, I think that's tape. Isn't that tape or something on the?
I'm on it.
It's his flag. It just looks black. It's his flag of Finland. It just looks black. I told him last time too. He said it is blue, but it looks black on the camera.
I got a medal now too.
Oh, it's a flag.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like it.
I honestly thought it was a sideways cross as well. I thought it was a cross that fell sideways. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you can't see it's a flag.
Yeah, I can see it now. It's pointed out. Wow.
Yeah, so guys, I'm just going to say thanks all for coming. Really appreciate it. Many, many blessings. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to catch Sov and PJ's shows. I'm sure they're going to be going live.
Yeah, man.
And then we'll see you all tomorrow for a great discussion. I think it's